It's a double kill for Jim.
Oh my God, Jim!
Looking pretty good. It's gonna be a triple kill. Jim comes on fire. Jim comes on fire.
Had the right angle, but couldn't land the shot. The dart scope, the two-piece! Oh my God!
Trató de darle ese respetazo ahí, consigue eliminar a Medusa y rápido se voltea y
Destaque na marotagem, belo ângulo dele. For him, he's gonna be able to take out. Oh my God! Oh no! He was down to 1 second on the clock.
Pegou bala na cara do Master. O Almairinho vai tentando fazer o primeiro. Da estátua vai tentar o tiro porrada e bomba! Vem! Clutch muito difícil de vencer, mas...
Square on the body that you hit. He no-scoped Raballo right there. He no-scoped.
termina eliminando a Jack. Queda solamente vivo por parte de repente. Consigue la primera baja en este round. Se da cuenta que no se
Good evening, everybody. We are back live for some more Mobile Mayhem. This is week number 4, day number 6, guys, and we have a banger on our agenda for the day as I'm taking a look at the schedule and whatnot. It's your boy Verdict, as always, with me in the cast as well. Gil Mania going to be joining us for Tuesdays. Should be an exciting one. Gil, how are you doing, bro? Did you get enough rest last night?
Oof, I think I did. I had a chance to sleep for a little bit longer. I think I'm good. You know, I feel better now. That's for sure. I know that you did had a bit of a longer day of casting and playing at the same time too, huh?
Bro, it was at least an 11-hour day. Like, we started at 12:30 my time for the EU Turbo Showdown, and it just continued to roll all throughout the day. We ended the night on the Meseeks Invitational Tournament, and bro, it was a bit of an extended journey, but hey, we made it through the day, and here we are now. So, everyone, hope you're doing very well tonight as we're going to get geared up. We have a special one to start us off with as I'm going to pull up the schedule for everybody. You guessed it, guys. Nova and Anarchy, the rematch from last season's finals. Anarchy obviously pulled it in and pulled that dub out. Won the entire series, but Nova going to get a chance to regain some of that energy as we're going to start off with probably the best matchup of the season. Here first off, Qlash and Meseeks EU going to be taking on our second series, and Gallant Esports and Noxious Blood to close things out. And should be an interesting one as I'm pulling up the standings and whatnot. Stamina was supposed to play tonight, but they actually get a freebie on the backs of Ultima joining in, and as soon as they replace one team, they actually disband themselves. So we're actually in the mix of getting everything settled on that end. So we aren't going to be able to see that to start our matches up of the night. But how could it get any better than to see Nova and Anarchy just start things off? Stamina in that first place points, they've got 95. They already get their 20 for the bye from the forfeit. And Nova Esports right there with 60. So Gallant and Anarchy right there neck and neck, third and fourth spot. Gallant with 60, Anarchy with 55. Meseeks, another one of those top contending teams that are coming up and expecting a lot from them. They're going to be taking on Qlash again. This is going to be not only for bragging rights, but for point placement, as one of these teams are going to surpass the other. So should be interesting. Asilium, this is going to be Oxygen rebranded. Obviously, XOXO no longer in the mix. They are taking a break. And instead of disbanding completely, Asilium is going to be able to absorb those points. So that's an interesting introduction to Mobile Mayhem. So be looking forward to this team playing better than ever as they get a second life chance into the Stage 5 brackets with an extended invitation. Noxious Blood right there with 20, and obviously Ultima joins in. I'm not 100% sure what their roster situation is, but as soon as we get that figured out, we'll let you guys know. Bunker Esports also coming in to replace Dark Pirates. So, you know, it is what it is. Not sure who's on that roster, but should be interesting though. But Gil, what are your thoughts, bro? Should be a decent day of matchups, huh?
Absolutely, and although we only gonna have 3, like you mentioned, we are gonna see a little bit of movement for that top 5, 100%. Like you mentioned, we are gonna get Bunker Esports to be joining us in the next couple of games. Not today, not yet quite there, but you know, it's gonna be interesting to see what they can provide to this league now that they're gonna be joining us. But you said it yourself, we are gonna start strong on game number 1, going up with Nova against Anarchy. Like last time we had that stellar match, I think it was on the last one. This time we're starting off heavy.
You are absolutely right, as I got the best of 3 ahead of us. Looks like it's going to be a decent one, as I do have it up for you guys to see as well. We've got the players in the lobby almost ready to go. Raid Hardpoint is where we're going to start the action off. Take off, Search or Destroy. If we see a game 3, which I am banking on it, it's a Summit Domination. Anarchy opting to ban Crossfire map as well as the Kinetic Armor operator. Nova Esports opting to ban Firing Range as well as the operator Annihilator. So what are your thoughts on that particular rotation? And for the bans wise, obviously this is, you know, the norm. Kinetic Armor and Annihilator have been, you know, ever since Kinetic Armor's gotten into the scene, everyone has pretty much opted to ban away from Sparrow or Annihilator, depending on who gets the ban first. So it's the norm now, I guess, right?
Absolutely, and although they sometimes switch with a Sparrow, of course, but what I do find interesting is that Firing Range map ban for Nova. You know, I don't think I see those necessarily too often, but you know, who knows what strategy they may have had. And like you mentioned, because of that reason, we had Takeoff open for game number 2.
You're absolutely right. We've got the players in. They should be ready to rock and roll. I'm taking a look at all of Nova's roster. Yaya, Saturns, Neil, Karma, and Turu. That's going to be the starting 5. I don't know if it's going to stick the same all throughout the series, but looking at Anarchy, Viri, Creed, Kike. Absolutely miss Kike in the roster. I haven't seen him for a few days. Glad he's able to push back in. Rondo and Miney on YT. Miney just been so cracked recently, bro. I enjoy every bit of watching his gameplay. Now we're going to see how it pans out. Hardpoint Raid, what are your predictions?
Hardpoint Raid, I mean, as we start with this game, I don't know exactly what to expect. You know, last time we saw them on the finals, it was just brutal. So I don't think I have a favorite just yet today, but we'll get to see. Game 1 is on the go. Who do we go with first?
We're going to be on with Karma. Karma won MVP last season and is probably hands down one of the best players on this Nova roster ever since, he's turned his act around. Literally came in, outfragged almost everybody in every instance. When I talk about Nova, I am thinking of him in particular. Now, he is going to be a huge presence on this P1. Yaya going to be taken down. Neo going to pick up too. So, great map control so far. 4 players on the point. Saturn's going to be hanging back for the push down low, and that is going to be Miney on the refrag. The retake should come through, but it's going to be at a cost, and that cost is spawns for P2 for the guys over at Anarchy. Not able to get the break initially. Did put up a little bit of time contesting, but now does look like Anarchy is going to double back and try and get this anchor back onto these P2 spawns.
And I do see that Miney using that shotgun. I find it interesting, you know, it's a weapon that of course can be used in this map particularly. On point number 1, I don't know how effective it can be. He even was able to get a single kill, but outside of that, not much done for Miney for the time being. The remaining of the team for them are trying to rotate early onto the kitchen area, but they immediately got taken out. Now Nova Turu is here with the MX9, already used that sentry gun, and also has that bread missile, gonna be using it right now. On top of that has the cluster strike. Plenty of utilities have been given to the team overall of Nova. They are starting to use them. And, well, their opponents haven't been able to answer back. I see that through the smoke, Turu got another kill. That was pretty solid. The enemies here at Anarchy just falling further and further behind. They try to get in, but they can't get any sort of control here.
No, as a matter of fact, they're getting outplayed. They're getting outpositioned. They're getting outgunned. Everything about this game is just not looking good so far for Anarchy. Slow start, 90-0 as the contest comes through for Miney and Creed. Creed able to pick up one. Spots the other, but that's Neil on the backside with the shot. Saturn's going to take down Beery, as Saturn's has opted to DLQ respawn snipe. Don't see too much of that here, but he is a unique talent. Miney, oh my god. Click here if you want to unlock Miney's movement. Just an absolute beast with that KRM. Does get taken down, but this P2 was devastating just as much as P1 now. We're going to see the guys over at Anarchy finally have a little bit of an advantage moving over to this P3 rotation. Garage, one of the harder hills to break, but with the way that Noah's playing, they could practically do anything here.
Yeah, right now there's only Barry inside of it for the side of Anarchy. Everyone is lucky enough to start spawning close and immediately rotating in. They're trying to prevent anyone from rotating inside of this garage area, but without any sort of success. There's a lot of smoke inside, not allowing them to properly see where their opponents are at. Doesn't matter too much. Like you mentioned, they got there first. They made sure that even if they were dying, they immediately pushed back inside. It's working out pretty nice for them. I do see that Kike is the one staying inside, while the remaining of Nova, they realize they only need 41 points. That means a single well-positioned hardpoint can give them victory. They are going all the way back to the courtyard, while their opponents at Anarchy have realized that it's gonna take a while for them to rotate in. Let's see if it works out. People are going all over the place. I see that Rondo with the MX9 got taken out inside of the money room. And with all the tricks being used once more for the side of Nova, I think this point might be GG for them.
It might be, but I do...
single rotation in points.
Yeah, Karma gonna come through and pick up one on Miney, clearing off this front side. This is the fear of being taken down early here in game number 1. I did see the cluster strike that Turu utilized. Played out very well. Karma gonna be able to make the rotation up. Rondo on the contest, finds one with the death machine, finds two on Yaya. The push comes in. Turu's going to be inside of the little cubby there, but Neil and Karma absolutely putting on a show here. Neil, 15-8. Not your normal top frag, but a big first game for him. This is his map, as I've seen him play very well on it before, and now we're going to see that game number 1 come through. Massive dubs for the guys over at Nova, 150-50. We had permission to join in on Anarchy's comms game. But I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if that would have been the move based off of how outplayed they were in those first 2 points. It didn't get any better on that P4 rotation. As you can see, the game come to an ending. And Gil, this is going to be a long uphill battle for Anarchy if they want to find a game 3 here.
Yeah, absolutely. And outside of that garage area, it was just Nova all over the place. If you look at the the points, the kills for everyone, you're gonna notice something really interesting, and that's that 3 players, almost 4, off of Nova got a minute inside of the OVJ. Of course, Yaya a minute and a half, Karma with a minute and 40. All of them getting the kills, getting inside of the objectives, just putting in the work. While of course Anarchy tried their best, but it was just not their game. Now they gotta start strategizing what they're gonna be doing. It's gonna be an interesting map. We know that the next one is gonna be Search and Destroy on Takeoff, so they gotta start thinking about the next one. But you can only wonder how much the mentality has been damaged on the first game.
Yeah, that's a hard loss to take in a hardpoint game that a lot of players scrim on, and it's probably one of the better maps to actually get a lot of practice on. So Nova coming in just way too dominant in this first game. I am looking to see how well they play in the second to follow it up. I've seen them on their transition after last season, and I'm not saying they fell off last, but you look at Masters. They played so very well. They owned it. They won it. They got a stage 5 bid 100% in their favor. You go back to last season and their performances recently, wasn't too impressed. I'm not saying that they didn't play up to standard, but they just didn't play like the Nova that won Masters played. They won that spot. They kind of, I wouldn't say take a little edge off, but here in the past few weeks, they have probably would have been one of the most dominant teams, though. They hand Gallant a loss in the regular season, which they hadn't even lost a map on. Before then, they hand them a 2-1 loss. They get that advantage and an absolute beast of a performance. And now you've got a 1-0 against the team that beat you and upset you in the finals last season. This is a bit of revenge for the guys over at Nova, and I'm absolutely digging it. I'm loving the vibes that they're giving off. I'm loving the fact that they are coming together and playing so well. So we're going to flip sides, make sure we get the side flip up scorecard. I know I didn't see it up on the first game because I had it hidden by accident, so that was on me. But I'll make sure everything is good on the back end here, as I don't know what's going on with the OBS. It obviously wasn't working properly, but I did get it to get fixed. Nonetheless, game number 2 going to be a Search and Destroy Takeoff. Not the best map, but it is one that you'll see in Stage 5. You'll see we saw in Stage 4. Definitely one that is a certain skill to play on, and I gotta roll with the guys over at Nova. If they can take this Search and Destroy started off strong as they're going to be on the attack, I don't see how Anarchy can respond back.
That's the question. How can they answer back? They're already behind. They lost by a heavy matter, like over 100 points lead on hardpoint. You don't necessarily see that every game, but you saw them from Nova. They are being the consistent kind of players that they need to be. Like you mentioned, maybe not necessarily their peak, but definitely a good enough level for them to be just dominating in here for the last few days of this mobile mayhem. That's for sure. And as we are waiting, okay. All right, so it seems like, okay, did we mention about the maps being picked for each of them?
Yeah, we did. We could take a look at it before we roll into this game, as we are going to go ahead and gear in it. If it does go to a game 3, we are going to see a takeoff or summit domination, as we're going to get geared up for a takeoff Search and Destroy, which is actually underway now. I'm going to get everything prepped here, make sure everything is good on that end. We did get the flip there, so that is proper. Game number 2 underway. Nova coming in hot and heavy in the first game. Can they continue that same energy and knock Anarchy out here in 2?
Yeah, that is the question. First blood is going to be given to Nova Saturns, getting that snipe onto his opponent. The one carrying the bomb is Turu. Turu inside of this stadium trying to rotate towards the B-bomb. Towards the A-bomb, sorry. I see that Miney, once again using that shotgun, takes the double kill. Ends up dying to the hands of Turu. That's going to even things out. That's a 3v3. The bomb carrier continues to be alive for Nova. But the way that Anarchy is defending, I am digging it. I see that Barry is using that Locust. We also have Kike using the M13. We have Rondo with the MX9, and if you look at the minimap, you're going to notice how they are positioned. They may be able to stay for a little bit longer, and the second they see one enemy, I'm sure they're going to give the comms to their allies.
3v3 scenario here. Rondo, one of the recently added players to this Anarchy roster for Mobile Mayhem season. Don't know if he's going to do anything for Stage 5. I'm assuming not, because I think those roster locks should be a factor. Going to take some shots off. Very going to finish off Saturn's there. That was a big opening frag. Karma going to get taken down by Rondo on the reposition. The push comes through. Rondo wins 2 big gun fights. Gets the assist for the other, and just saw Panther come through with the massive raid as well. Bobby, Panther, you guys are way too OP. I appreciate y'all. Absolutely love the vibes in chat today. You guys have been absolutely phenomenal. I'm hoping that these games are delivering, as we just see a hardpoint game go in the favor of Nova heavily. It was a 150-50. Now second game, Anarchy starting off proper with a first-round victory. See if they can continue that same energy. Rondo, one of the recently added players, as I was just mentioning, going to make his push up and is going to catch some of Nova off guard, but the shots just not going to land well enough. Karma picking up a nice 2-piece for himself. Kike also filling some heat, as he's about half health. Not going to be able to recover 100%, but the push comes in. Saturn's seals it out. The body shots come through as well. A little bit of intense rivalry. I love it, dude. This game 2 is setting the stage for a banger of a best of 3 that I hope we get to see a game 3 on. But it's ultimately going to depend on how well Anarchy can bounce back here in the search. And 1 round already. Bombs planted. That is going to leave Creed all on his own, as Turu gets the OP nade shot. Only about 35 seconds on the clock for Creed to make his moves.
Yeah, Creed 1v3, 30 seconds on the clock. 4 enemies alive. I'm not too sure what else he can do. He's with the DLQ, finds the first opponent. The second he tries to go for him, Saturn's also got some visual contact, gets the kill and the round to even the numbers out in game number 2. That's going to be 1-1, but I feel like it's the biggest issue of that round could have been the fact that Rondo just couldn't capitalize on that aggression. He actually had the opportunity to get a double kill, like you mentioned, but just couldn't connect the shots well enough. In here, he decides to go off with a different strategy where he picks up this first kill against Karma. Creed ends up dying to Saturn's nade. That is a 4v4. Once again, I think we can take a look at what Neil could be doing. Neil is going to be playing with his DLQ. We know how good he can be outplaying opponents with his snipes. Yaya got taken down by Kike. This is a 4v3. Players advantage for no one, as Saturn's even thinks out by killing Kike. I don't think that Nova is really too interested about planting the bomb in most of the rounds, although they did do it last time. I don't think it was their main goal. Ooh, Barry finds that kill into Saturn's. Almost getting taken out himself, but managed to survive. Neil also falls to the hands of Miney. Miney with that shorty is just so dominant if you get a up close range. That is leaving Turu in a 1v3. And that's the opposite end of what we saw last time. It is Nova on the back end, but Turu finds the first kill onto Miney. Miney is down, 40 seconds on the clock. Turu could potentially go for the play here.
He could, he should. As a matter of fact, 30 seconds is going to be all the time he's left to play with. Is going to opt for this B-side push. Peeks through the fountain area to make sure that no one's coming through. Actually going to flank all the way into this P3 area. And is going to try and get a drop on one of his opponents. Maybe even things out, but that is actually just going to give away his location. Now, 12 seconds on the clock. He's going to be forced-handed here. Rondo going to peek out, take some shots. Rondo going to nail the last few and take Turu out. I'm not necessarily questioning the peek up top. Obviously, you want to clear before you get this bomb plant down, but he did it in such a time-consuming way. As a matter of fact, he allowed his opponents to catch sight of him. And, you know, if you're going to catch your opponents off by surprise, it's not the best way to do it. And only 12 seconds left to deal with. They already know what you're going to be doing. Neil finally going to be on board as he catches Viri on the transition. Miney going to get the refrag as well. Miney going to drop those. So 2-for-1 trades are going to come in for Nova. And I'm starting to sense a pattern here for the guys over at Anarchy. It's, you know, you have a great round, and then you follow it up with a little bit of unnecessary aggression. You push up in compromising spots, and you just fumble the bag. Saturn's going to be here on the slide peek, gets absolutely lasered. And now 2v3, a little more doable. Karma's going to spot Rondo peeking around, but does not actually get the shots to land. However, they do have his location set. Rondo going to be able to win the 1v1 against Karma. Neil on the refrag. Coming in hot for this round 4 scenario. And I still have a little bit of hope for Anarchy here, as Kike has been pretty dominant recently. But again, it's really up to how Turu and Neil handle this bomb, as they're going to go ahead and make the rotation over. Smokes comes in as well, and that's going to push the clock back up to about 45 seconds for Kike to clutch this 1v2.
That's right, 1v2, 40 seconds on the clock. Kike has to defuse this, using this M13, gonna be rotating, checking every single corner for potential enemies for him to kill. He knows that he gotta do it quickly, or else that is gonna be a negative round for the team once more. I do question the way that he is rotating inside of this bomb, though. He ends up getting sniped, and understandably so. You know, he was in a pretty open field, ended up dying and giving the round for Nova, like you mentioned. It's been a back and forth, specifically for Anarchy, where they either like completely dominate one round and then go off with an aggressive play that just doesn't work out and end up losing it. Neil gonna connect a snipe onto Barry. That's another great start for Nova. I do see that Creed try to be aggressive with his snipes, not gonna work out. Turu has a few enemies close. I see that Rondo is once more playing an aggressive role with his MX9. Tries to be behind their opponents, but at the same time, he is pretty exposed. Jaja takes the kill onto Creed. Rondo continues to be alive. He does have 6 kills. Let's see what else he can do. His allies are falling short. They are dying all over the place. Rondo continues to be alive. Finds the first kill. Tries to go for the second, but Neil, how crazy it is for Neil to just slide and shot with a sniper so consistently that the opponents just don't even get a second to react to his movements.
Yeah, dude is a beast in his own right. Now the bomb is going to be planted. Oh my god, did they leave this site unprotected? Saturn's actually going to spot him. Saturn's is going to put the nail in a coffin, and Neil is a special talent, bro. He is... I've been on the Neil train since his Unicorns of Love day, maybe a little bit before then, because I've seen him sub in for occasions. And I remember one time he played against this Nova team. Now he's a part of it. But he dropped 16 in a firing range search and destroy. They ended up losing that game. But just think, how crazy is it for someone to come in and drop 16 on this Nova team, especially in the probably like one of their peak times? Just ridiculous. Neil obviously found himself on that XOXO roster, and you know, we all know how that ended. Neil picked up by Nova was probably one of my favorite acquisitions that Nova has made recently. We see Yaya constant presence in this Nova roster. He's actually well, actually he's taken out there 2-4, not a strong game. Saturn's picking up the slack there with 7 on board. Slow start for Neil to begin with, but he has turned things up. 6-3 for himself. Picked up one of those crucial kills on Rondo. Turu gonna find one. Neil gonna drop there. Miney opted to snipe this round. He might have picked it up off the ground. He does, because I still see his diamond KRM camo to go along with it. So we're gonna see how this round pans out. Now it's a 2v3 scenario in favor of Nova in score, but Creed actually able to make it a 2v1 scenario. Creed actually going to drop. Turu picks up that much-needed frag, and now the pressure's on. The bomb is in Miney's hands. Going to make the rotation back for some cover, and he only has about 20 seconds to work with.
Only 20 seconds to go with. Like you mentioned, Miney has to make a decision and has to make it right now. Turu is going to be playing passively. Is going to be looking at the A-bomb, ultimately not really looking out for B, which is something that Miney capitalizes on. Going to be planting that bomb. Turu now knows what's up, has to start with the rotations, but now the clock is against for Nova, but of course we still have Turu here. Turu with his MX9 is about to start the fight against Miney. They are super close to one another. I'm not too sure how much noise they might be doing, but it seems like none of them just realized how close they were to their opponents. 1v1 fight, 20 seconds on the clock. Turu definitely wants to find the kill first. but the rotations are not going through the same way, to the same path that Miney was going through. Only 10 seconds on the clock. At this point, all that Miney has to do is just lose time, but he doesn't care about losing time. He's gonna make the jump, take the shots, and the kill. I thought he was gonna die and actually just choke that round, but he definitely shut my mouth.
Yeah.
That's a way to play with a shotgun.
I was on board with you. I was like, why is he peeking this so like prematurely? The bomb, you know, is planted. He's got about 8 seconds on the clock. There's no need for him to push out. And sure enough, he falls straight into the path of you know, Turu, and just absolutely lasers with that KRM. He is so great in that one-shot range. Saturn's going to pick up one, as well as Yaya, who finds his third. That's going to be a 5-3 disadvantage. Again, we see the round recovery for Anarchy last round, and you can't start yourself off in a hole every round. It's just not going to pan out. Nova taking advantage of this Anarchy team, you know, round in, round out. And, you know, if Anarchy could play for a few picks here, maybe bring 1 or 2 down and make a bomb push, I could see them winning this round. But, you know, starting it off in a 2-man disadvantage, definitely not the move. Miney does collect a bomb, which is a good sign. Is going to play to his strengths. What are these close quarter encounters, which we see here on the bottom side of this staircase. Looking for that pick. It's not going to come through. We got a 5-man hold across. It's literally a line all the way going up to Saturn's, who is right underneath the staircase. And one going towards the A side. Creed actually going to find one, but is in a compromised position, as well as Rondo, who actually drops Turu. Going to be taking some shots. Turu is going to get pushed, but Creed is not going to be able to get there successfully. Nova had a great hold that panned out for them. That A-side bomb was not covered, or was covered very well by Nova, so another round's going to go in their favor, and they're inching closer and closer to a 2-0 victory over Anarchy.
Yeah, they want to close it out just as soon as possible, but Anarchy are definitely putting a fight in these couple of rounds. Saturn's is just so consistently getting the first blood. With his knives, gonna get the kill onto Kike. Karma gets the second onto Miney. Yaya dies to the hands of Rondo. Miney, the player that was helping so much. Anarchy is already down, but they still have Rondo, who just got killed by Karma. Just Karma being that king killer for the opponents, leaving only Creed and Barry alive. Both between Barry and Creed have 6 kills total, which is not a good sign, and even less so if you think about the fact that the bomb is sort of in the middle of the map. They gotta work their way through there, and Nova are just all over the place, waiting for an opponent to walk through and take a kill. Creed is with the MX-9. Barry is gonna be sniping with the LQ, and I'm not too sure what they're gonna be trying to come up with. I find it weird that they're not even close to one another. That is going to bring the opportunity for Saturn to take that kill onto Barry. This is a 1v4. Creed in the brink of losing yet another round and placing their opponents in a match point for them. Creed finds the first opponent, tries to go for it, doesn't even get the kill. He's probably going to get pushed over, or even Nova can just wait it out. It is all depending on what they feel like, but for Creed, I don't have my hopes too high for him. Finds another enemy, tries to shoot at him, only gets him low, doesn't get the kill. 16 seconds on the clock, and as he tries to walk for what I assume is an aggressive push to get kills. Yeah, at this point, 10 seconds, finds the first kill into Turu, tries to go for kill number 2, runs out of bullet, rotates, rushes back out, but Neil is not going to allow that. Takes the kill and the round. Like I mentioned, Nova are on game point.
Yep. Very well executed by Nova. Again, Anarchy just can't seem to get their act together when it comes to playing this attack well. And as a matter of fact, Nova playing this this search and destroy almost as perfectly as they have on the hard point. We're going to see the push come through. Kree going to find one. Kree going to get traded. Oh my god, Neil. Neil finds one. Neil's taken down, but the 1v2 scenario is not going to favor. Saturn's going to come through on the backside. Didn't need to be aggressive. That's going to be a 6-3 clean sweep for Nova as they take out Anarchy here in the search and destroy. They win the hard point to go along with it, and this is a moment of, silence for Anarchy. They come in, don't find a way to rotate into those hard points properly, they get outplayed, they get outpositioned, they get outmanned, outgunned, and you followed up with a search and destroy game that I don't know, man. You start off every round with a disadvantage. It's very unfortunate, but again, still a lot of hope for that Anarchy team. They're probably one of my favorites to follow, as they were a Cinderella story last year. They just progressively got better and better. But they might be going through that same little, not necessarily slump, but lack of concern for their play here in regular season, as Nova did last season. So that's going to be Nova with a 2-0 sweep. And Gil, I mean, what are your thoughts?
Well, I most definitely expected a little bit more for Anarchy in these couple of games, but it's just like I said, Nova felt so strong. You said it yourself with Neil. Just you sometimes can see players who don't necessarily get used to their new teams so quickly, but you know, ever since that happened, Neil has been so consistent. This time around, not being the MVP, being right in the middle of those numbers, but overall, every single player of them played so great. And those initial kills, I think most of them were for Saturns, which gives him even more props for that, you know. Just round after round taking a kill, sometimes even 2 onto their opponents, effectively making them less secure when they are trying to make a push. Just way too much for Anarchy to handle. And congrats for Nova winning on a 2-0 fashion here.
Yep, that's right. Results already in. Nova take the bag there in game number 1 if you're just joining us. 2-0 over Anarchy, the rematch from last season, summer 2021 finals. Gonna end abruptly. I was expecting this thing to go to 3, but, you know, it is what it is. You know, some teams just come in way too overpowered to start things off with, and that was the case for Nova Anarchy. It's quite all right. They still have a shot for the playoff berth, as I believe, even though they take this 2-0 loss, that's not really going to have an impact on them in the long run. I mean, it could, but we'll see how it plays out. As I'm taking a look at the standings now, Stamina clearly still up top, but they're going to have a little bit of competition with Nova right there barking up the backside. As a matter of fact, Nova has only lost 1 series this season, and that was against Stamina. So the 15-point difference is only, you know, the fact that they have taken that first L to Stamina. Stamina is yet to lose a best-of-3 series this fall, and they have been looking oh so well. As a matter of fact, they get those free 20 points based off the scheduling. Obviously, they didn't have a matchup today. That's the reason why we started so late. But still plenty of season left to be played. So I think we have our next matchup ahead of us, which is going to be Meseeks EU and Qlash. We're going to take a short intermission to get these guys in here. We're going to hear a word from COD Mobile guys. So don't go anywhere. We're going to have that up ahead of us next. Give us about 3 to 4 minutes to get our acts together, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back for our next series. Qlash going to be taking on Meseeks EU. Should be an interesting one. As I was taking a look at the standings with Gil earlier, we looked at it. They're neck and neck, 45 points to 40. Meseeks have the advantage in the point category, but this is the time for them to set themselves apart from the pack. Who is going to take the series? We will find out here momentarily. Gil, what are your thoughts? I know we were talking a little bit about how interesting this match should be, but I'm expecting this one to be, if not the most competitive one, up there in respect to the Nova and Anarchy one, as I was not expecting a 2-0 in favor of Nova. Not necessarily discounting Nova for that, but I was expecting Anarchy to put up a little bit more of a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'd say that if you were to ask me which of the three, I would think that we could get a game, which of the three matches we could get to a game number 3. I'd actually say Mesix against Qlash. Like you mentioned, although Nova are pretty dominant, I could have my doubts because Anarchy sometimes can struggle in certain situations.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we saw today, for example. But yeah, I am. I'm excited about this one. I do believe that they might get us to a game number 3 that could be pretty interesting. And Verdict, we already have the rotations for the maps, right?
Yeah, we do. We're going to start off where the map that we ended off on last. That's going to be Takeoff Hardpoint to begin our journey. Firing Range, Search and Destroy. This is getting better and better as I see it. Standoff Domination if it does go a game 3. I'd love to see this series go to the distances. Qlash opting to ban Hackney Yard map as well as Kinetic Armor. Meseeks EU opt to ban Sparrow as well as Summit. So interesting bans. Interesting map selections. The best of 3 gets better with the progression of the series, but I think we got everybody in the lobby. We've already spammed that start button here shortly, and I think we have permissions to join the VCs of both teams. Is that right? Or, yeah, we do. We got Qlash listens in and Meseeks. So if it does go to game 3, we'll be able to hear whoever we didn't hear the first time around. Speaking of first time around, this is going to be game number 1 starting up here. Takeoff Hardpoint. This map is very huge. It's a wide open map in the middle where P1's going to be at. And on top of that, it's only 4 points. I would expect that this map to have a little bit more diversity when it comes to point locations, but 4 points is what we're going to have to work with. And I'm on board with General Gore. I mentioned he should do a name change recently. He should be Light Skin Shrek, dude. Has the profile picture to match it, but he said he'd consider it, and I don't think he's taking it seriously.
Yeah, I would definitely need something like that. He is gonna get his first kill of this game, receiving a few shots here and there, but still alive inside of the OBJ, getting taken down by Spectre and Qlash, trying to get inside of the objective. You said it yourself, in a map like this, you would expect almost as many points as you can see in, for example, Hackney Yard, right? When you got plenty of different areas for you to work with, and of course the hard points reflect that directly, that this is not a map like that, but we have to go off with what we get. And this is a first hard point that is providing almost the same amount of points for each side, now being slightly above for the side of Meseeks, who continue to be under control, but now have decided to start rotating towards the next one, seems like.
Yep, there we go. P number 2 going to come through. 5 seconds opening, 22-20. Meseeks with a slight advantage. They are not going to have the point held. Yeah, they are, actually. I do see RZN come through. I do believe they made a roster change, which obviously Balance, you know, he gets that invite to go back and start things back up with that Asilium roster who got that late invite to Stage 5. That is obviously the path that I would have taken, but I love seeing Balance on this Meseeks roster. As a matter of fact, they are just continuing to plow away here. 19-point advantage. They took 2 points and ran with it, but now Qlash is time to get on point. They occupy Pana up top with 5 on board, and this is starting to get a little bit spicy here as I'm seeing neck-and-neck battles come through. Oh my god, the entire feed going to be fed in favor of the guys over at Qlash. Meseeks looking to bounce back, but it's not going to come through on this P number 2. And just as soon as I say that, Fahim comes through.
Yeah, Fahim was able to get there for a slight second, but like you mentioned, Zed being the controller off of this area got a 4 or 5 kill streak, and on top of that, getting the extra points for being inside of an objective, enough for him to get a Pred missile that he don't necessarily will get a chance to get a good value off of in this next kill, but of course having it in hand could potentially lead to a few extra seconds of safety for your team inside of the objective. As I see that Mesix got there first, I do see that, for example, Rams from them already has all of the score streaks, has that drone, the Pred missile, and the sentry gun. He is going to get a double with a Pred missile, allowing the team to stay alive. This is exactly what I mean. Even if you are not getting the kills inside of the OBJ, if you are preventing them from getting close to it, you are taking good value off of it. Zed did it. Unfortunately for him, his allies are struggling a little bit. Denisio is the only one alive. He is with his folder remaining inside of here, but trying to be cautious, finds a kill, finds a double. Denisio doing an amazing job providing Mesix with almost a 40-point lead for themselves.
Yeah, massive advantage going into this P4 final hill. Going to be right here where I see Ragax already preoccupying the hill. Does have a Annihilator in point, which obviously it was not banned, so it is going to be played out. Don't normally see Annihilators much nowadays, but here we are. Ragax going to find one, is going to hold off the push from the P3 area. Now Hez on the flank is going to be able to take some shots, but it's going to be smoothly taken out. Pana doing a great job here. Death Machine on board. Now we're going to see the push from multiple angles. Hez trying to get the backside flank. Ragax there denying him. Ragax picks up 3 in the feed, and just as we were talking about the Meseeks advantage, now it is going to be slowly dwindling. They get a little bit of time on the hill, but not going to be able to capitalize on it as they don't have complete control. Denisio looking to make that happen. Denisio, who has been a force so far in Game 1, is going to be taken down. 18-8 for him, is going to die once again to Ragax, who finds 2 with the Predator missile. And now we're going to see that lead dwindle and transfer over to the guys over at Qlash, who have played this hardpoint really well, especially on that P4 transition. They get denied the P3 transition early on. That didn't stop them from continuing on here in P4. Now P1 coming through. They are actually going to have the first initial points off of it, but are going to opt to push out. Interesting.
Yeah, now both teams are really neck to neck. A slight advantage goes to the side of this Qlash roster, but this first hardpoint is pretty hard to defend. And here I see Zed trying to rotate in, ends up getting a kill onto Hez. Continues to be alive. He's really close to getting a Pred missile, and that would be pretty beneficial for the whole team. Over 100 points for the side of Qlash. They're getting closer and closer to victory, but I'm sure Meseeks are gonna put on to their own kind of gameplay to prevent that from happening, but their enemies are getting further and further away. They gotta make sure that they don't lose too much of their control in this first kill. We know that it usually tends to be a tough one for them to protect, but Qlash did an amazing job getting a 30 points lead. I see that Fahim rotates inside of the objective and is already in this area. Tries to go for a kill, but Zed is there. Zed has been so consistently good to be annoying in a way, just constantly providing such a difficult time for the Meseeks roster. They are trying their hardest to get inside of the objective, but Qlash are on a rampage, and they are only 20 points away from victory.
Yeah, they're doing a decent job. That P1 rotation was absolutely on point. As a matter of fact, you couldn't have asked for a better rotation. They take the advantage in P4, close it out with a few points to go along with it, and P1 transitions just absolutely obliterate this Meseeks roster, who do find themselves up top with a little bit of control here. They can make the power shift come through, but they're going to have to do a job of holding multiple angles. Gore going to be there on the contest. Oh, did he pull out his Annihilator? I think he did. Is going to be taken off quickly. Qlash, even after being outslayed, granted Ragax is popping off, I think he's the only one who's positive in this sense. I'm looking at, okay, Spectra's +2, but everyone else is right there. -4, -5, -1, -6 for Pana, who does extremely well in search and destroy formats. Not necessarily having the best game in that regards, but even on the backs of Meseeks having their just absolute A1 game in respects to, you know, slaying out, it's not translating to point time. As a matter of fact, they're getting outplayed from that P4 rotation on. The P1 reset was devastating. The P2 rotation came through. It was massive. and then they closed it out here early in P3. A big 1-0 lead for the guys over at Qlash. Much needed win even after. I'm gonna say it. They got outslayed, but they did not get outplayed. The rotations were on point. Everything was in sync for Qlash, and then on the opposite side of the board, you're seeing a lot of. Oh my God, Fahim, what was that, bro? Double negative +5. Not necessarily the best way to start it out. I was thinking that Meseeks had a big advantage early on with KD department. I was clearly wrong. I didn't see Fahim on the board. Maybe I was. Oh my God, that's tough. At any rate, 1-0 lead for Qlash. Now we're going to be moving on to a search and destroy. Gil, what are your thoughts?
I mean, we have Fahim going double negative, but we also have Raygox on Qlash going almost double positive, 32 kills and only dying 18 times. That is going to be the kills that you may have thought that Mesix had. Well, Raygox carry all of those for himself and the team, doing an amazing job. And pretty problematic for Mesix to just let that game go. Of course, they continue to try, but after the points reset, they couldn't get control. You said at point 1 was really solid for Qlash. Point 2 was there as well, and point 3 just a courtesy for us to have because they had their way in and just didn't get out at all. Victory 1 for them. Now we're gonna be moving on to search and destroy. Firing range. I think that teams are gonna be swapping sides, but once that's done, we'll be able to go through with it. Pretty good game for both, but slightly disappointed on the Mesix performance at the end.
Yeah, they started out pretty strong. Going into that P3 rotation, it seemed like they had things under control, and then we saw how great the map control was for P4. Qlash did a phenomenal job on the rotations. They do an even better job. And I think this is what separated that game from Qlash taking it versus Meseeks taking it. That P1 rotation, they didn't necessarily rack up a lot of points, Qlash didn't, but they held Meseeks. They suppressed them the entire time. I don't think there was maybe 1 or 2 seconds that Meseeks was able to contest, but it was almost like they were being spawn trapped from multiple angles. It was ridiculous. They held extreme map control. Meseeks wasn't able to bounce back, and that P2 transition was back and forth affair. And obviously, when you only need 1 point, you're gonna get it. You know, there's not much you could do on a P3 rotation that was already compromised. So focusing on the positive for Meseeks, they started off strong, just finished the game strong. For Qlash, dude, just continue what you're doing. You guys are just absolutely popping off. You even in the face of adversity, you guys came through and put up a hell of a comeback on that P4 rotation, and just extremely well played from them.
Absolutely right. And you said it earlier as well, talking about the map rotations. As far as we go, if we get to a game 3, that would be spectacular. But for right now, let's see what both Meseeks and Qlash have for us. This is Search and Destroy and Firing Range. We know the deal about this. And as I am taking a look at the teams, seems like Qlash are going to be on the offensive side first. They are going to be there, and well, let's see what their strategy can come up with. If you think of Qlash and on firing range for Search and Destroy, would you say that they tend to be aggressive, or they like to take like a passive kind of matter where they just wait for their opponents to take the first move?
Meseeks do a great job on Search and Destroy on the defense. I've seen them play multiple times here on this map alone. Gore is going to be one of your snipers, as well as Denisio. It depends on what the situation calls for, but those two guys I'm going to be looking forward to having just absolute standout games. If they want to see a game 3, it's going to be on the backs of them and their performance alone. I gotta say this is a team effort, obviously, but these two guys are one of the better Search and Destroy players in the mix. And then on the flip side of things, Ragox and Pana are going to do everything they can to make this a short series. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be on board with Pana off the rip, because bro just is absolutely cracked with the DLQ or Locust. Whatever he puts in his hand just snipes on point. Ragox obviously proven to be a hell of a sniper himself. So we'll get a little bit of scream time for both of those guys, as they're going to be on the attack early. They're going to be looking for picks. And, you know, I know Meseeks is a better Search and Destroy team in that regards, but you're going up against a pretty heavy Search and Destroy team yourself. Qlash is no pushover when it comes to that. It's going to be a close one, but I don't know if we're going to be able to see a Game 3 here. Just realistically speaking, not me being biased or showing favorites or anything. I'm not discounting Meseeks, but at this point, after a strong start in the hardpoint, it's going to be a difficult uphill battle here for their game mode, or this game here on out.
Game 2 is on the go. First round, as we talked about, I don't know. Oh, never mind. We're gonna have a redo here. I don't know what could have been the deal, but yeah, there's that.
No ping, no party, right? Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah. You have a connection issue earlier. You do the right thing. Just back out of the lobby. Meseeks, I think, were the ones who dropped out of that one, and we're gonna get a fresh start here momentarily. As soon as are you still stuck on the little Gorilla Squad enemies eliminated screen? It does that too long for me, in my opinion. But at any rate, Veery coming through in chat. Veery, how's it going, bro? I know you guys are not necessarily proud of the performance earlier, but obviously still have a bit of a season to come through. Absolutely enjoy watching you guys play regardless of the outcome. Huge fan. You were never brothers. You were stepbrothers. Don't ever forget that. Watch Denicio? Oh, absolutely. Denicio's crack, bro. We'll definitely give him some screen time. I'm definitely going to be switching back and forth between him and Pana and Ragox and General Gore. Not saying I'm not going to be spectating anybody else, but Pana's known for those first initial bloods.
All right, you heard it first. Okay, game 2 is on the go for the second time. Hopefully no more issues are going to be given. I'd like to see also who's going to be picking up the bomb for the side of Qlash. That is going to be Pana. Pana with the control over the bomb. He is also going to be sniping with the DLQ, missing his first initial shot. And like you said, we also already have Mesix rotated in of the side of the B bomb. Denicio finds the first kill into Ragox. That is huge because let's be reminded, Ragox was the one that caused the most problem for the Mesix roster. In there, Denicio also dies at the hands of Pana. Even thinks out as a 4v4. Patrox is receiving a lot of damage, continuing to be alive though. The player, Patrox finds the snipe onto Hess. That is just huge. The Qlash roster, I think they seem to be rotating all the way to the B-bomb that is currently being defended by Fahim. Fahim, the only player in this area. Thinking about throwing a nade, he's gonna do it, but at the same time, he gets caught off guard and ends up dying. Gore does find a kill onto Zed. This is a 2 versus 3. The bomb is over there. Gore finds another snipe onto Patrox. Pana gets the kill onto Rizem. And that is going to turn things around to 1v2 with the players' advantage for the side of Qlash.
Yep, Qlash going to make this rotation back to the A side. I think Gore is aware of it as he's not seeing anything movement-wise onto this B site. He may be aware of the rotations over to A. There we go. We start to see that awareness come through. Pana going to go ahead and clear off the site. Does spot him on the transition, but is not going to be halted on this bomb plant. Is going to go ahead and get the Syntax thrown. Oh my god, Pana pays the price with his life. And I said it, Gore is one of those guys that I am looking forward to seeing pop off this game. He picked up 4 there on the backs of a nade and the snipe shots to go along with it. Well played there from Gore and Meseeks, picking up a surprising first round victory even after the 2v1 start.
Huge job done by Gore. 4 kills like you mentioned as we start the second round. Let's see what the deal is going to be, but outstanding performance for him, you know. For a second I thought it could have been pretty tough. In there, finds the first snipe onto his opponent, but through the wall, Patrox finds a kill through the wall and through the smoke. That's a kill that is gonna even things out. That could be a problem for Mesix. Grenades are flying by. Fahim almost got a kill with that nade. Not gonna be the case. The bomb is gonna be planted by Ragox. Has to be cautious though. Mesix have to prevent that from happening. Not gonna be the case. 40 seconds on the clock. Pana finds the kill onto Hess to bring the player's advantage for themselves. Ragox ends up dying. I do see that Rasan also died as well. This is a 2 versus 3. Mesix are struggling. Denicio finds the first snipe. but still he's in a 1v2 once again. Mesix are on the back end of these games. They are struggling to prevail when you're talking about the player's advantage. Gets a hit marker onto Pana. Try to go for a kill. Number 2 has to reload. Denisio running out of bullets. Not gonna be fast enough to reload and getting taken out.
Yep. That would have been a 1v3 clutch that would have been a tall order to ask. I was looking at it, you know, maybe if there was a 2v2 to begin with and the 1v2 came through, by the time the bomb was planted, Denisio had no right to push up and get that defusal. It just wasn't happening. Those two players had already fell back. The positioning was almost perfect for them, and now we're going to see a conservative round here. Gore going to be holding down this barrel site, a long area covered. Not much traction there. As a matter of fact, I'm taking a look at it. Ragox is the only one there, but he does not have a sniper in hand. Pana gonna find first blood, and it has absolutely been on point here. Feeling big upset after that first round. We saw the 1v2 pan out. Hez gonna be at... Oh my god, Hez, what was that, bro? Fahim gonna get the smoke down. He got taken off this B head site so quick. As a matter of fact, the push came in, and before he even had a chance to throw the smoke, he was feeling the pressure. Now going to be able to get the advantage on Zed, but Zed able to recover quickly. Fahim was a little weak when he made the push in, and that was probably not the play, but he was taking shots from multiple angles. And a almost flawless round so far for the guys over at Qlash. 1-1 tied up. Spectre going to go ahead and secure the bomb site. RZM going to be the last one alive, and this is looking practically impossible. 1v5 is tough. We'll see Ragox push up, does get the kill, and that is going to be 2 rounds in a row for the guys over at Qlash, who, theoretically speaking, have played all 3 rounds pretty well, with the exception of Pana getting that bomb down and getting destroyed by that sticky grenade. You take that away from Gore, and, you know, you've got a 3-0, so Meseeks got to step up their game here if they want to see a Game 3.
And even more so if you think of the fact that the last round was a perfect round for the side of Qlash, not dropping a single player. Ragox finds the first kill onto Fahim. Hez gets the answer back, but immediately turns out dead by Zed. Ragox finds a kill to Denisio and dies to the hands of Gore. Gore is now in a 2 versus 2 alongside with Rizem. Rizem finds a double kill. Finds a third enemy, tries to go for Zed. Zed continues to be alive in a 1v2. The bomb is down, 30 seconds on the clock. Taking out the MX-9, has to reload, tries to go for kill number 1. They are both pretty weak, finds kill number 1, takes out the shorty. Can he get it? Can he get it? He does take the kill into Gore. He
wow,
so low. The enemy
man.
was low as well.
I don't know if that reposition... Gore should have committed there. RZM pushes out, that's your bait. You need to be able to capitalize on a 2-1 push, and dropping that first player should have been your instinct to push up and hold your ground. And you force back and you give the opportunity for Ragox to just reposition and get a gun that didn't need to be reloaded. As a matter of fact, you were already weak. He knew it. Pulls out the shorty and seals the deal. Now, Meseeks able to pick up 2 early on. Denisio picking this B long area. This is exactly what I wanted to see. This is the adapting of Meseeks here. They know that the 2-man hold on the B site was not strong enough to withhold this Qlash team, and as a matter of fact, they don't even put Fahim and Hez there. As a matter of fact, Hez actually going to fall back now, as the only line of defense on this B site was Denisio. He was taken out early, so Ragox, Spectre, and Zed in a 3v4. We're going to see Ragox find one. That's going to even things out, and now pressure's on for Meseeks yet again. Is a 3-1 game. Lead could get out of hand here if you go into this flip side of things with a 4-1 deficit to overcome. Now, bomb still in Spectre's hand. He wants to push this A site. Zed there to lead the pack, and they're going to be walking right into the line of sight for RZM, who is dynamic with the MX-9. Gore going to be there for the refrag. Is going to be able to find Spectra. RZM picking up his 5th. And Ragox, now the pressure's on you. Meseeks do a great job of recovering even after dropping those next 2 players back-to-back. Find 2 of their own, and it is a 3v1 scenario.
With only 10 seconds on the clock, 20, sorry. I don't know how much you can do. Did Radox not see the enemy that was on the ground? There you go for what
My
happened there?
God,
Did you see
RZM, if you don't win that, dude,
that? Oh my God.
you would have been, put on Twitter real quick, bro. That's tough. He did
I
manage to
think
win
it
that,
was
and it looked
or
like he looked
something.
like a dead body to me. As I was looking, I know I could see everybody on the map, but nonetheless, we're gonna see the sides flip, and what was almost a 1v3 clutch for the guys over at Qlash. RZM able to pick up the slack there. Massive 1v1 pickup.
Yeah, now we are round number 6. That means they have flipped sides. This time it's going to be Mesix carrying the bomb through the whatever way they want to. The defense is a bit more heavily on the A side for Qlash. They only have one player over at B. That is said. The first blood is going to be Pana once more by killing Denisio. Denisio has struggled, although he had a great round number 1 after that. He's been taking down pretty early on most of them, so that is something that is not good at all for the Mesix roster. They still have 4 players alive. The push seems to be going towards A-Long and are going over there. Fahim finds the first enemy and takes the kill onto Patrox. That is huge for themselves. They are getting the bomb in, but the snipe from Raygox gets the kill. Fahim tries to kill for kill number 2. Will he get it? He does. Raygox, in the meantime, finds the double. That is now a 2 versus 3 with a player's advantage for Qlash. There's someone on wood that was said. Said gets the kill. Fahim is alone. Fahim finds a third enemy, but that is Raygox with the DLQ, who finds him off easy with a 1-shot, 1 kill.
Yep, Ragaz doing a decent job of holding down. American did a phenomenal job. Picked up a few to begin with, 2 to be exact, and switching over to the sniper here on the defense was absolutely the move. He is a force with the DLQ in hand, giving Meseeks all the smoke. We're going to see Meseeks actually with a push up towards back alley. Jungle site's not safe. Hez is going to be the last one alive. This is a... Oh my God, this is Meseeks falling apart here. As now Hez going to be left to pick up the pieces. Is going to miss the shot with the shorty on Pana. Finds one, but is not going to be enough for the second man push. And now we're on match point. I said Qlash was built differently on Search and Destroy. I know we were talking about Meseeks' ability to play in Search and Destroy, but I've yet to see that come through. I know Gore clutched up one big round the first, but ever since then, it just hasn't been the kind of organized gameplay that I would have expected from Meseeks so far.
Yeah, I was expecting slightly more from them, but they are struggling at the beginning of the round. Right now, they do get the first initial blood. Trying to go for kill number 2. Denisio does find it by killing Ipana. The push is now moving towards B, and everyone else over at Qlash are trying to react back. There's Spectre who finds the kill, but Fahim finds the double. Raygox is now in a 1v3. The bomb is down. He's now planted over that area, but let's see what Raygox has under his sleeve. Finds the first opponent, but misses the shot. Now everybody knows that he's on top of metal. Has to be cautious. Tries to go through the tunnel. Maybe he could potentially find someone, but has to be cautious. Those areas do provide a little bit of wallbang potential for the opponents if they try to do so. He's going to be walking there. Hess is going to be defending that side, sort of. There's Hess. Raygox is trying to push in. He's gonna get spotted. Gets a hit marker onto Hess. But it doesn't matter too much because the kill goes over for Mesix, who refused to be taking us dead. And this is taking us to a 5-3. Still advantage for Qlash. They are 1 single round away from victory. But Mesix felt really better on that last round. But a single mistake would be GG for them.
Yeah, they are match point still. That is Qlash looking to pick up the 2-0, but Meseeks coming through with a vengeance here. RZM and Fahim combined for 2. Oh, Raygox! Jump shot from him does not land, but Denisio does not miss. Zed and Pana are going to be in a 2v5 and might have seen a little bit of a momentum shift now. Still, we got to consider the fact that we're going to be on back-to-back match points here for the guys over at Qlash. You can't afford to make one mistake, one wrong push, and you're dead. Gore says if you make the one wrong push on that barrel site, you're dead. He does hit the shots. We're going to go to another round. Meseeks buying a little bit of time. Will it be enough to take us to a round 11? we'll see here. This is ultimately going to be depending on how well they do here. They have 2 rounds in a row where they completely own the rounds, and now the pressure's on for Qlash to close it out. Gore gonna get the first shots to land. Just absolutely vital here for this Meseeks roster. Patron gonna find a bullet from RZM, and now it's a 4-3 scenario. Gore actually might be spotted here by Ragox, who is peeking, but does get some shots taken from the window seal. No traction. Panda actually able to even things out, which is interesting. The bomb is planted. 30 seconds on the clock. A 3v3 even play, but all 3 players are in trailer. Where's the pressure at the shotgun shorty? Just absolutely OP. Heads gonna be in a 1v1. Heads wins 2. And now it's up to him to clutch up the 1v1 because now Zed, able to reposition after taking out Denicio, is gonna bunker down on this bomb. Heads needs to push up. Heads gets the shot to land, sees him, but he does. Oh my god, that was close.
Oh my god. That's a... Oh, dude, we're going to round number 11. What even is going on? I thought Hez was gonna be dead. The tactical nade came through. They were supposed to get the double kill, but only got 1, ended up dying. And Hez clutches enough for Meseeks to even things out. We're on a round number 11. Qlash is gonna be back to the offensive side. All the push is gonna go through A, while Meseeks is actually defending B. So that's the misplacement over there. They are immediately realizing their mistake and rotating towards the other side, but the bomb is gonna be planted already. 45 seconds. What is gonna happen now, Verdict?
You know what? I gotta give it to Qlash, dude. I was expecting them to go B, and I know Meseeks was as well. The COD timing of all COD timings. Gore peeks his sight, and as soon as he pulls his scope back, whoa, my god, the wall bangs. Finds one, but doesn't realize there's multiples there. The retake's gonna come through. It's all in favor of Meseeks. They got 1 player left to deal with, and that's Panda. Denicio gonna push up. Denicio finds the shot. We're going to a game 3. Meseeks on the back of a 5-2 comeback. Win the search and destroy. It was a nail biter, but they were able to pull it out. So now they're gonna have to be just absolutely perfect here in this game 3. I'm sorry, but Qlash still hold the momentum regardless of that comeback. That was a well-fought battle from them. I honestly thought that they would have taken this series in 2 based off of how Meseeks was playing that search and destroy, but you know, something clicked in that round where they pushed B a second time. The first time they made the full push, they fell flat on their face. Second time around was a charm. And from there, they just continue to prove me wrong.
Now looking at the overall standings, I see that Gore ended up with 12 kills. That's the MVP for Meseeks. The MVP for Qlash is Pana with 11. If you look at the overall standings, like, you're gonna notice almost the same amount of kills, and maybe even slightly. No, I think it's nearly the same amount of kills on each side. So a close matchup. And although you're saying that Qlash still has the momentum, I gotta you just gotta give mad props for them for the side of Meseeks. You know, going on to a 5-2, turning it around to winning the game at the end, just tremendous performance for them. We got ourselves a game 3, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Bro, you and I both, as we're gonna get geared up, take a look at the best of 3 format. We're going to see a standoff domination in the mix. This is one of those maps that I absolutely love for Dom. Literally can play it on any game mode as well. Hardpoint just as competitive as well as Search and Destroy, a stable piece for the community to really try their luck in scrims. If you've ever played one scrim, it was always a standoff Search and Destroy. Now we're going to see it in a domination format. Should be an interesting one, but there were so many mistakes made by that Meseeks roster early on that, you know, they were able to, fortunately enough, buy a little bit of time by taking a few rounds here and there. Well, took a few rounds back to back to back, but more importantly, they were able to be resilient in the face of adversity. So I give it to them. They came back in that Search and Destroy game, and I don't know if that is going to relate to how they're going to perform in the domination. Search and Destroy games, you saw how coordinated Qlash was. They also correspond to how well your team moves together in a domination game too. So gonna need to see a 100% fluent strategy for them to even be contested here in this game 3 format. So I think we're going to be flipping sides. No, we're not. We're going to keep it as is, and Game 3 should be right around the corner. Brownie coming through. Gem and Balance built good. Kim with us. Yeah, I see that. There's maybe a little bit of a hole that was left after, they left the team. Obviously, I mentioned the Balance scenario, going to Asilium, trying his luck for that Stage 5 scenario, and, gotta wish him the best of luck for that, because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for these guys to compete in a, not a LAN situation, but, closest to a LAN situation that we're going to see in the near future for COD Mobile. So, I would have chose the same way. Don't blame him at all. But I did enjoy seeing Balance play for a Meseeks squad yet again. And so it's not about who left. It's about how you fill that role. And so far, I see a little bit of chemistry being formed between these 5 guys that are in the lobby right now. But they're gonna have to make it quick here in this Game 3, because you come in with a lack of strategy for this Dom, and you're going to get blown out. I'm just putting it out there. Qlash played every single round almost perfect. It was, everything that Meseeks tried was shut down. They take a 5-2 lead, and Meseeks, I don't know if they didn't get lucky. They just played very well towards the end. But it was a well-fought game for both teams, so GG's.
Yeah, definitely GG's. As soon as we get the next one over, there you go. We're gonna get started. Game number 3, the moment of truth. Oof, I'm thrilled to see what is waiting for us, Verdict. Now that it is this map specifically, I'm even more happy about that as well. You said it yourself, this map can be so good for all game modes. This time is going to be on Domination. Who do we take a look first? Maybe the MVP from last game. Let's see what Gore is gonna be showing to us in this first couple of minutes.
Hez gonna go ahead and pick up that first blood. B-side gonna be pushed here. Gore gonna make his way up there abruptly. Smoke comes through, but is going to actually have to be forced back. Is that Panda up top? No, that is not Panda up top. That was Ragox up top. No, that was Patron up top. Patron making it rain up here from the top side of Market is going to clear off a little bit of traction on that B site from his point of view. But now we're going to see the push come through from Gore, who is right back at it. He is going to get some help from Fahim, but Fahim is in danger. Top side control for Pana as he does reposition, does push down, does clear the site off, but it's about 85, maybe 90% capped. The pressure comes through for Qlash. They're going to try and get this recap to come through. They're going to do a great job of holding mid control, and a battle in the trenches is where we do see the beginning of this matchup come down to.
Problem be that through the smoke they can't see anything, and that gives enough time for Meseeks to barely gain control over at Bravo. That is going to be the double cap for them initially. I do see that Ragox is trying to rotate onto this flag right now. He's behind Statue, trying to go for 1 kill. Does get it against the Nisio. Zed gets doubled. Patronx also getting a kill. That could be enough momentum to get the flag, but in there they have Gore. Gore tried to defend, not gonna work out. Fortunately enough, Fahim got there on time, and so did RSM. That could give them a little bit more time, but it almost feels like Qlash got the control over it. Barely, they don't.
No, they literally get shut down. Actually, I think this is a great opportunity because we didn't get to join the VCs of either of the teams in the first game. I completely forgot. I think now would be a great time. We could join in one team's VC at the beginning of this game, which will be Meseeks, and then we'll join the guys over at Qlash for the second half. So we'll go ahead and join VCs for Meseeks. Guys, stay tuned for the listen-in.
She's catching.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Okay.
one's pushing Dali, he's pushing on site.
One to market.
Okay. It's okay. Get now. Get tractor control.
dead. Go on with you.
Tractor one. Fuck.
The machine on tractor.
Leave him let his shit go.
One dead broken, kill the garden.
Garden dead.
The machine still tractor, watch out for him.
Bottom grannies.
He's probably on the hay, head glitching. He's dead for him.
One top market.
One broken, he's on B.
Garden dead.
One broken, coming garden.
Garden. Nice.
That's a big cap, that's a big
Team
cap.
has everyone. Hop it.
Top market.
One broken.
Hop it. Resume help.
One.
Finish it,
Don't
finish it.
let
We got it, bro.
don't let it clear, don't
We
let
got
it
it, bro.
clear,
We got it. We got it.
We haven't got it, man. We took him out.
Oh my god.
One low on B.
Daily dead.
Nice.
Two more daily, two more daily, two more daily.
All right, comms, a little bit of composure, a little bit of frustration. That's what happens whenever something gets out of hand early. They do regain the B site. We are going to see the second half start off with Meseeks having the slight advantage. Little under 10 points as I'm looking at the score coming through. I think Gil, there we go, Gil does join back in, and a little bit of frustration, as I was saying, but that is expected. In a competitive format, you're going up in the second half, 8 points, and now Qlash going to be on the flip side of things, are going to be able to switch sides and have the advantage, in my opinion, for spawns. Gil, what did you hear? What did you like?
Well, of course, we joined pretty much when they ended up losing B, so the frustration was there, of course, but still keeping their cool, making sure that we take that flag all the way at the end. Like you mentioned, the advantage is slightly in their favor, so that is really, really crucial for the squad. I do see that General Gore is even using this Annihilator to get some control through the smoke. He's trying to capture B, and I feel like these smoke grenades have been so crucial, so beneficial for the Mesix roster. They have been able to, through them, make sure that their opponents just don't take them down so easily. Problem is that this time around it might not work out as expected. Or Resam does get a triple. Resam takes out the short, he goes for the 4-piece, doesn't get it, but still by him getting that triple kill, that was definitely huge. And would you say that we need to join their comms right now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and join in for Qlash's listening. Give them a chance to sound off.
Okay, let's go.
I got Delhi.
I'm in boxes, I'm in boxes, I'm in boxes.
Broken, Ragox.
Right,
One more daily, so it's
I'm
broken,
smoking the
broken,
fuck out of it. I've smoked market.
I smoke
One is
mid.
on boxes, one is on boxes, one
There's
is on
one in
boxes.
blue, there's one in blue.
Boxes,
Come out today.
I spawn gas, I spawn gas, I spawn gas, I spawn gas, guys. I spawn gas.
One B, one on B, one on B.
I go see. One to market.
Two on statue.
I'm holding B, dead on B.
Cap.
No! Don't market Danny.
Defend A.
2NC, there's one on tank. There's got me B, there's one on tank.
One on B, going. Two on B.
Dead on A. Another one.
They're on A.
B. I'm going to tractor.
There is 3 on B. Oh my god. Nice.
B.
No, go. I'm destroying the center.
I'm destroying the sentry, bro. I can't.
Dead.
I have honey.
Hey, play for map control again.
Delhi, guys. Delhi.
Just wait a bit.
I dead.
Go.
You got me. Nice. Just recap control.
Play map control, please. Play map control. Statue.
All right. Very dynamic comms. As a matter of fact, a lot of just constant traffic of everything going for Qlash. They do a great job of getting the B cap, but now we have a situation where A and C are going to be flipped. C is not going to be contested. We are going to see the B push come through from RZM, who is using the, well, not RZM, but Gore, who's using the Death Machine. RZM is not going to be able to get anything going with that. Now we're going to see Ragox pull out his. He's going to be taking out a lot of, I got to say, in this game alone, I've seen so many operators get pulled out and just absolutely not be able to be utilized. Lack of awareness, maybe a lack of push, but now the push for B is going to come through. It's contested, but it's not going to be enough for Qlash to keep it off, and A and B are going to go back in favor of Meseeks. They're looking pretty decent here. Gil, what were your thoughts on the comms from the guys over at Qlash? Muted, by the way.
Yeah, they definitely had a great way of communicating. It worked out tremendously good. Problem is that, like we just saw, they ended up losing B. Right now, Patrox is trying to capture B with this, with Goliath, but immediately gets deleted. I think that was by Gore with Annihilator, who just got a triple piece, taking out this drone. Amazing job, and although the communication, I feel like it was slightly better for the side of Qlash, Mesix are on the lead, and that's gonna be game Mesix did the comeback on Search and Destroy. Mesix turned it all the way around, and that's gonna be a victory for them. What a way to play. 150 to 135. They take game number 3.
Well fought battle, Meseeks taking it in the trenches. It was a hell of a game to begin with. Got a little bit out of hand, went back and forth for a little bit, but Meseeks kept their composure, and I got to give it to them. They played so very well in that domination game, much better than the Search starting off. As a matter of fact, they were probably able to leech off that momentum that they took in that Search and Destroy game to lead them into this victory, 150 to 135. They're going to earn those 15 points. They're going to be able to extend their lead. As now I'm taking a look at the standings. It does look like Meseeks are going to be able to jump up to a spot ahead of Anarchy. They're in a 3-way tie or 2-way tie with Gallant Esports, who we're going to have on board next. Qlash going to be sitting at 45, only after able to get those 5 points from the hardpoint win. Almost had a 2-0 situation, but obviously wasn't able to capitalize on that 5-2 lead. And very good job for Meseeks coming into this best of 3. And not necessarily playing their best 3 games, but the first 2 were rocky, to say the least. The second half of the second game was better. That domination game was absolutely just neck-and-neck battle that they pulled out. So well done for them, as we're going to get geared up for our next series. Gil, what were your thoughts?
Well, I'd say that I'm on board with what you said. They definitely struggled on game 1. They had a better second half on 2, and the third game, that was just tremendous. We got a chance to listen to both of them. We were able to even notice that it was just not easy for either of them, right? They were both giving their best, and we all know when you're giving your best, you might get yourself a little bit nervous here and there. Both of them felt like they were on a good set of mind still, but like we just saw, that is a game for Mesix, like you mentioned. They are tied up against Gallant. But, of course, we do know that Gallant is going to be going up against Noxious Blood today. So, I don't know how long that's going to last, but pretty happy about their performance on the Mesix EU roster for sure. And even more so with the recent changes too, right?
Absolutely. They adapted to the roster changes very well. It was a bit of a struggle in game 1. As a matter of fact, they weren't able to get their feet underneath them after that P4 reset, and that's quite all right. You got a few new guys in the mix. It definitely, poses a bit of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A lack of synergy between the players. They don't necessarily 100% know what role they need to play or fill, or even if they do know that role, it can be sometimes difficult to transition to that. So, well-fought battle, and Meseeks absolutely earned those 15 points. Qlash still put up a hell of a fight. As a matter of fact, those guys are they're terrifying, man. When you got a team like that who's willing to fight neck and neck against teams like this in, a situation where you could have absolutely won a 2-0 fashion, there's a lot of potential there. There's a lot to work with for Qlash, and looking forward to seeing how they develop as the season goes through. Obviously, looking for that playoff spot. They might be able to secure one, as they could finish in the top 6 positioning, but it's just, luck of the draw there sometimes. So we're going to get geared up for our next series. That's going to be, as Gil just mentioned, it's going to be Noxious Blood taking on Gallant Esports, guys. We're going to hear a few words from COD Mobile first, and we are going to take a short intermission. We'll be right back with some more action, guys. All right, guys, time for our last and final matchup of the night. Gallant Esports going to be taking on Noxious Blood. Gil, we were just having this conversation before we went to break. This series should be, I don't know if it's going to be that 3-game series that we're expecting. Am I right? Yeah, I don't think that's the case. As a matter of fact, I think this was probably going to be a clean 2-0 for Gallant, even with a little bit of roster issue. Obviously, Onur was dropped over the weekend. That's understandable. Things happen. But he is still on the roster, so he has agreed to come in and play. So it should be an interesting one to see how this team plays, even with a player who is not technically with the squad, but is still on the roster for here. So best of 3 format, I've got it up for everyone to see. Gil, do you want to start us off?
We get lucky enough to see it is going to be Domination on Raid. About the bans for Gallant Esports are going to be Crossfire for the map and the Sparrow of Operators from Noxious Blood. We have Hackney Yard Band and the Kinetic Shield as well. So we're not going to see the Sparrow, we're not going to see the Kinetic Shield. We know those two are the most banned alongside with the Dev Machine, but the Annihilator. This time the Annihilator will be open for business.
I swear I'm the biggest, you know what, when it comes to stuff like this. I thought I unmuted on stream for your sake, and obviously I did not. That's quite all right, dude. You know, I've been in situations where people are aware that I don't know what I'm doing sometimes, and obviously I just thought I hit the button, and obviously I didn't. So I was being hurt, which was okay, I guess, but I think hearing it from your perspective was much better. But nonetheless, you know, it's part of the gig. Sometimes you get it 100% times around. This season, I've done pretty well, and sure enough, here I go dropping the ball on the late end of a last series. So GG's verdict, you're a bot. Absolutely right. All right, we did get the unmute session going through as just in time for your best of 3 spill, but scores for the day we'll go ahead and take a look at, as well as if you're just now joining in before we jumped into the next series. Actually, it's not 100% updated, but I will fill you in. Anarchy dropped the ball 2-0 to Nova. They earned those 20 points. Qlash, in a heated best of 3, goes to 3, and Meseeks triumphs 2-1. So we'll get that updated accordingly, but just for you guys to be aware of what's going on here. There we go. Got it right up there for you guys in real time. Now we're going to get geared up for a game 1 here for Gallant Esports and Noxious Blood. I think we're geared up. Everyone's ready. All 5 players, Cathalia, Spy, Raid, Capo, and Onur. For the guys over at Gallant Esports. And then for Noxious Blood, we've got Javi, Corbo, Device, Moro, and everyone's leaving. All right, we're going to give this a second try.
All right, it happens. Not sure what the inconvenience could have been, but
no ping, no party, right?
Possible. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing.
I thought that was an NA Latum thing, though, right? No, it's not.
Yeah, I definitely saw it more often there, but seems like we saw it twice today, huh?
Yeah, that's second time today. We're gonna give it a second chance here for this series. As I was reading the names out, Ajax, Javi, Corbo, Device, and Moro, the 5 for Noxious Blood. Moro started the season off hot, but I have not necessarily been impressed with his snipes recently. He's going to have to put on here against this OP Gallant roster. Spectator slots are now closed. Good deal. Maybe we had a map. Or, yeah, it was standoff. They didn't go to Summit. It was actually standoff. I just noticed that.
Oh, yeah. A bit of a mistake. No problem. We are now good to go. Like we mentioned, hard point on Summit. We're gonna get started off game number 1 between Noxious Blood and Gallant Esports. Should be interesting, and yeah, we'll get to see. For starters, as the game goes on, I think we can check out someone like Spy, for example. Let's see what Spy's up to.
Oh yeah, Spy is OP, bro. He was supposed to captain for the Trovo Showdown this past yesterday, rather, and just didn't get home in time. It was very unfortunate, but nonetheless, we saw the absolute devastation from Team Karma, who stepped up and filled the slot. They took a 6-0 win against Team Turu, who, again, I was expecting that matchup to be decent, but it got out of hand really quick and never really had a chance to recover. Ray going to pick up his 4th and is going to get shots on another. Only going to be able to get the assist there. And regardless of what's going on in the internals for Gallant, they just continue to be a dominant presence here early on. 21-3, as I do see the guys over at Noxious Blood finally make their route to the point. They find it and are able to rack up a few uncontested. Device is actually going to be the last one alive. Device going to be taken down, and now Gallant able to do what they do best, and that's play objective.
That is playing objective indeed. Problem is that right now they don't necessarily have anyone inside of the point. Maybe some lack of communication there. Finally they do, but already rotating onto point number 2. We're gonna have almost 5 players in for both sides. Even a bit over the control of Noxious Blood taking place. I see Device 69 getting taken down. Device dying at the end. I thought that Noxious could have had it for a little longer, ended up getting quickly out of that heal. They are actually putting up a decent fight on the first 2 points. That is pretty nice to see. There's even that cluster strike from Anur. They're taking a few kills. The side of Gallant Esports in the lead still, but Noxious definitely putting up a fight for sure.
Oh yeah, this has probably by far been one of their better games, especially against an OP opponent. This is no pushover team. This is Gallant Esports, who have proven week in, week out that they are one of the best teams in elite status here for EU. They took their first loss last week against Nova, and that series was absolutely crazy. Over the weekend, we saw the Purge series go to a 2nd best of 5 in the grand finals, where Nova actually took the victory. And I gotta say, that was probably one of the pinpoint marks for Nova's turnaround. Like, them being able to take the best of 5 in the first time around, just absolutely OP. They reverse swept, they came through, they lost the best of 5 in the second go around in the grand finals. Took us to that second one, and it was just a crack series. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, you need to go back and watch it now. Less about that, more about this. Capo able to find his 2nd, not necessarily having the best of games here early on. That's quite all right. The guys over at Noxious Blood are going to have the spawn sites. Corbo's going to get the retake. Raid actually going to be taken down. I'm not 100% sure what the case was, but I'm sure it was by accident. Moro coming through with a massive slide peek. Does pick up his 8th, and this is literally a series that I didn't expect to go to a game 3, but turning out to be a pretty decent one here on game 1.
So far, Noxious Blood are not dominating, but are definitely in the lead by about 20 or so points. That I see Gallant Esports just getting up on that one and rotating towards the next hill. But let's see how much of a defense they can have in here, because they actually got taken out the last hard point. I see that Raid is already with 20 kills. Like, if you look at the amount of kills that have been taken for both sides, there's a dominant number of kills for the side of Gallant Esports, but the OVJ control overall has not been there quite yet. So that could be the biggest issue. Even in here, they're gonna be losing control yet again. Raid is now trying to get inside, and does with the help of War Sniper. He is clearing up the hardpoint with the Annihilator. Finally gaining some points again, trying to even things out, but Gallant are struggling now.
They are. They're going to be able to get a little bit of a grip here on this P4 transition. Only about 14 seconds left. We're going to see the contest comes through, and Corbo going to be the last one alive. He is going to find the kill to go through on Onur, but trouble just right around the corner. Gathelia going to get the refrag. 20 kills on board early here for Gathelia. 20 and 13, 25 and 7 from our guy Raid, who has just been absolutely dynamic to spectating. P1 resets are going to come through. The guys over at Noxious Blood didn't have a great early P1 earlier, but have a chance to redeem themselves as they're going to be able to get a little bit back of that lead, 93 to 92. Neck and neck game. I didn't expect this first game to be this close, but again, this is a Summit hardpoint, which can be just, you know, one-sided one way or another. It's one of those games that you clearly don't have to own the objective the entire time to win. As a matter of fact, you put your foot on each little point here and there, it could definitely make things interesting, as we do see a massive turnaround here for Noxious Blood, making things come down to the wire here. P1 going to be heavily contested, but I can't believe what I'm seeing. Gallant Esports are taking a little bit of a deficit going into this P2 transition now, and 10 seconds left. My guys over at Noxious Blood looking pretty decent.
Yeah, 122 to 95. That's almost a 30 points lead for the Noxious Blood roster. And here I see Javi trying to get some control, not gonna work out. The remaining of his allies, Ajax, is with the MX9 trying to stay alive, taking out the Shorty. His allies help him out. They are using all their utilities. Problem is that red missile got 3 kills and a sentry gun with a single pet. Like, that was a solid value off of a single score streak, providing a lot of support for the team. But let's see how good that's gonna work out for them. Gallant Esports have to do something. They gotta do it right now. They are struggling to get inside. Noxious Blood closer and closer to victory. They only need 15 points. They do have another chance. Corvo try to get inside, ended up dying. Gallant Esports gaining some control. 20 more seconds off of this second hard point. But Gallant Esports are still 45 points away, while their opponents only need 15.
Yep, a little bit of a redemption here on this P2 transition. Device going to come through and pick up some clutch time, but Ajax is going to pick up the slack. Only about 9 seconds, 8 seconds to make it, as I do see that last tick come through. The bad thing is they don't have spawn sites for next, and this could be a difficult break. This is one of the toughest ones to get your foot in if you don't have the advantage off the bat. Now we're going to see the push come through. The sentry gun is well placed. That is Raid's sentry gun, who is on 37 deep. The contest comes through. Spy going to be on the outside. Only about 8 seconds needed. Device gets the break, much needed, but is going to be pushed by multiples. Raid 38 on board. It's going to be taken down from the cluster strike. Oh no, we're going to pull out the Annihilator. Things are getting heated here. 30 seconds left to the point. Not needed to see this game close out, as I do see Gallant making a decent run. They have 3 on the point, but they are going to be taking out Capo on the backside. Is going to pull out the Annihilator. 4 seconds on the point. 2 players to take out. He's taken out. Raid on the trades. Comes through for 1. Comes through for 2. The third. Destroyed. Corbo on the contest. They can't win here, but the guys over at Noxious Blood can. But I do see Corbo actually gets the advantage on this P4 transition as he spawns out. Could be a good sign. Cathelia going to push up. Cathelia. Massive retakes, and they get the advantage here, but 2 players spawning in. That's going to be Ajax and Corbo. Corbo's been the talk of this team right now, but is going to brick those shots, and that is going to be game number 1. Not necessarily over with, though. Device does contest, but is taken down 150 to 148. What did we just see?
What did we just see? Verdict 150 to 148. What a comeback for Gallant Esports. In a matter of 2 hard points, they swap the game entirely. You said it yourself. The rotation over the last hard point could have been for the side of Noxious Blood, but they just couldn't capitalize on the fact that they had players there. There was even one of them that had the death machine, got a double piece, but eventually ended up dying. Raid Verdict. He got 46 kills.
Jesus Christ.
He died 18 times. Like, those are just crazy numbers to me. I don't think I've seen something like that so far in these games that I've casted on the U scene for Mobile Mayhem.
This I gotta agree with chat. This is so good. How did this series that we expected to be an easy 2-0 for Gallant Esports get to this point? 150 to 148. I've never seen a game like that go to a P3 transition. As a matter of fact, most of them either end on that P4 transition. I'm sorry. Most of them end up going to like that P2, maybe an early P3 finish, but wow. Hell of a game put up by Noxious Blood. I'm taking a look at the scorecard. 1:07 on the board for Jax, who breaks even, but the story and the talk of this game was 52 seconds on the point and 46-18. What in the world, Raid? What are you on, bro? That is just ridiculous. I haven't seen a 40-piece, let alone 40-plus, in a Summit game ever. Oh my god, bro.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I think I said it as well. I felt like Gallant Esports were winning most of their gunfights, but the control inside of the objectives was going to Noxious Blood more often than not on most of the game. And that was their biggest issue. It was either contested or under control for Noxious. And that was the biggest issue for Gallant. They were taking the kills, but then eventually will be just short of gaining control over the area. At the end, they finally did it, and in a huge way. I mean, we weren't expecting too much of this, and what a pleasant surprise it is to come all the way to, like you said it, point number 4. I don't think I've seen that on Summit either. Like, it is usually way earlier than that, and that was just that close to take us so far.
Yes, indeed. As we're going to get geared up for game 2, I'm getting in information for this next matchup, as we did see the best of 3 earlier. We had standoff on Hardpoint earlier, and it was obviously a blunder on our behalf. Everyone quickly left lobby, as they were aware of it before we were. As a matter of fact, I made mistakes earlier. I had Gil muted, and obviously that was my mistake. Ronan, you take the L on the first map rotation. We all make mistakes, dude. We're all only human, dude. So it is what it is. Standoff Search and Destroy, game number 2, and the information that I received earlier was that the Gallant team is going to have to 4v5 as Onur does leave the lobby for this second game. So very unfortunate, but hey, is this the chance for Noxious Blood to prevail and kind of knock this Gallant Esports roster off its pedestal? I don't know. They almost did it in game 1. As a matter of fact, that was some good games. If you're just now joining in, you're going to have to rewatch it, because it literally came down to a P4 transition, and it could have gone either way. It did go in favor of the guys over at Gallant, but now they're going to have to 4v5. Will they have enough to do so here? We'll find out.
We will find out indeed. It's going to be on Search and Destroy standoff, so that should be interesting. Of course, they are also defending, so could potentially try to capitalize on an early kill to just make sure that they are not constantly on a 5v4. In here, the bomb is going to be carried by Carvo. The push slightly split for the side of Noxious Blood. The first blood is going to be for Moro by taking Raid. The MVP from last game is down early on this game. Device takes another kill onto the Fila. That is just disastrous for the side of Gallant Esports that are strolling over here. Spy does get a kill on tomorrow. That is pretty important. Spy is being quite aggressive in here and could potentially surprise some opponents if he decides to push through market. Let's see what he does. The bomb is being planted. It already hits. 40 seconds on the clock for Spy and War Sniper to defuse this bomb. Both of them are going to be carrying DLQ. They are both trying to push over at this QV area. War Sniper receiving a lot of shots over Broken. Managed to survive, but 20 seconds on the clock. The defense from Noxious Blood is really strong. They are not being able to take them out. Spy ends up dying. War Sniper takes a kill to Ajax. This is a 1v3, only 10 seconds on the clock. Tries to push through Broken, but the Vice was ready with a chopper. The side of Noxious Blood is using a chopper, Verdict.
Yeah, dude.
I just realized that.
I ate a full I ate a couple of chopper bullets from my guy Noah yesterday, and that gun is it's definitely unique. I'm not happy to see it back in the meta, as some players see it to be a viable option here. See making its way back in, and could definitely be devastating if it gets in the hands of the wrong person. Noah's one of those guys. You play against him, dude's absolutely cracked at everything he does. Gathilia, on the other hand, is going to find one on Device. That's going to be massive. Device, one of the big players and influences in that game 1, but 2-1 KD right now. A big influence here on the Search and Destroy as well. So bomb's going to be planted over at the B site, and we're going to be playing for a 4v4 scenario. Device, or not Device, but Corbo rather, as I see the same ending to their names, but clearly not the same people.
Yeah, right now it's a 4v3. Once again, the player's advantage continues to be for Noxious Blood. War Sniper gets a kill, Raid does too. Now that's a 2 versus 2, 20 seconds on the clock. No, War Sniper ends up receiving the snipe from Moro. Now that's another kill for Ajax, and that's going to be the start of this game 2 with a 2-0 lead for Noxious Blood. Gallant Esports are struggling, and it's at the end of the day sort of understandable by being in a 4v5, but still I feel like Noxious are doing a great job at capitalizing on their enemies' disadvantage.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We are going to get geared up for another round 2-0 in favor of the guys over at Noxious Blood, who put up a hell of a fight. They are literally outmanned in this particular round, but yeah, that was very, very close to say the least. It was absolutely owned by Gallant Esports, who finally get their feet underneath them here in this search. Develop a little bit of a strategy, and it pays out now. Still down by 1. Noxious Blood always going to have the advantage in the search off the rip. 5v4 scenario. Spy doesn't care about that. Does push up, and Spy's going to be taken down. Ajax wins those. 3rd on board for himself. And now what was a 4v5 is now a 3v5. Bomb still in the hand of Ajax. Moro looking to find another. Is going to try and get the jump shots on Tractor. Nobody in sight, but the COD timing of all COD timing comes through. Gathelia pushes up and manages to get away from the radar. So he has a pretty lethal position here on this A-bomb site. As a matter of fact, he's going to get some help from Capo, who's right here in Cubby, sniper in hand. They are going to be looking to take anybody out who pushes up. Gathelia is going to get that first one in revenge. We're Sniper going to find the second, and now we've got an even game, but the B bomb plant is going to come through, and Ajax going to be able to escape with his life. Not for long, though. Raid and Gathelia both collapse on his location. Gathelia going to pick up the kill, and Corbo does find one. Capo drops, but now it's a 1v2. Make that a 1v1 as Javi takes down Raid. Oh, not Raid, but Capo or Gathelia. Good God. Now it is a 1v1, and Raid does have the movement of a god. Does hit a few shots on each, and is going to be forcing his hand here on this push. It's a 1v1 that he has every right to clutch up. He does pull out the shorty and does it. That is going to be 2v2 here as we're going to get geared up for the next round. It's going to be the deciding factor if Gallant can take the advantage before the side flips or not.
Yeah, you were talking about Raid's movement, and that was smooth, taking out the shorty, sliding in a closer distance to his enemy, picking up that one shot or one kill with it, and closing that round to even things out. That's now going to be a 2-for-2 on this game. Last round for Noxious Blood being on the offensive side. Raid is going to take the first blood. That is tremendous for the side of Gallant Esports. The bomb is also down for the time being. That is not great for the Noxious Blood roster, and they also lose another player to the hands of Spy. That's a better round for them. Device answers back with a kill onto Spy. Gathelia gets the kill onto Ajax. That is a 2 versus 3 with the player's advantage for Gallant Esports, trying to close this one up. Device receives a lot of damage. His allied Heavy will be the only one alive. He does get a kill onto War Sniper, but they still are 1v2. They know where Hay is at. Hay gets the first kill, but cannot get the second one. The head leech was just too strong, and that is actually gonna swap the advantage over to the side of Gallant Esports.
Gallant proving that they can 4v5 regardless of the scenario, but I gotta say, I love the fight that this Noxious Blood still have in them. You know, you think a 4v5 would be easy? No, it's not. This is a stout opponent to go against, regardless if they have a full 5-man squad or not. But the hard point was pretty close. As a matter of fact, the P4 rotations were just on point for the guys over at Gallant. They are not on point this round, as I do see a 3-3 all round inning before it can even develop. Noxious Blood still have a lot of fight in them, and I'm loving it. I desperately need to see Game 3 in my life here. If I don't, I'm going to be highly upset. Noxious Blood, I'm asking you, with everything that you got, put it all on the line. Take us to that Game 3. And I don't know if it's going to be a 4v5, but, you know, I would assume it is because Onur came in and he left. He just dipped. Not 100% sure what the situation was, but it's going to come down to the fact of, you know, clutch ability here for the guys over at Noxious Blood. Gathelia on the rotation, bottom granny spots, device, the gun was exposed. Gathelia going to get a free one, and that's going to tie things up, so no advantages for them, even though they get the one frag. 4v4 scenario here, and Noxious Blood just need to maintain order here on this defense.
Yeah, Gathelia was lucky enough to get that freebie by being aware of that enemy's weapon. Immediately realized that he was there, took the kill. The push is now going through A. They're going to be trying to plant the bomb soon. The nades are flying by, so now finally Gathelia drops that trophy system. The bomb is currently being carried by Spy, so Spy has to move his way there. Gonna be planting the bomb right now. That's a 4v4. I feel like Raid has spotted 2 enemies at once, finds 1 kill, but doesn't get the second one. High, oh my god, High with a double kill. This is now a 1 versus 2. Spy is left alone. He's gonna get pushed over from both sides at the same time. Moro gets the kill. Moro gonna defuse that bomb, and the advantage is yet again favoring the side of Noxious Blood. Like you mentioned, well, it seems like this 5v4 is not necessarily the end of the world on Search and Destroy, but if we do end up going to a Game 3 and it is a 5v4, it is going to be pretty damn tough for the side of Gallant Esports. We start with round number 8. The bomb continues to be carried by Spy, this time being a bit more aggressive and immediately moving forward and trying to plant the bomb over at A.
Clear sights, but Gathelia going to find device in the background. Gathelia going to overextend, and now the bomb plant's going to come through. Raid's going to find one in the back. The push comes through for Corvo, was not clear. It's going to be a 3v2. Moro going to have to pick up the pieces. Finds one. This guy's dynamic with the sniper, just very unique. His going to be, oh my god, Capo, what was that, bro? Good shots, jumping. He finds the last one pushing towards the bomb site. That is going to be another round ending tied up 4v4 style. 4v5, however, in the lobby, though, as I'll continue to say, man, this is Noxious Blood's opportunity to take out one of those highly ranked teams. And this is an opportunity of a lifetime for them to get some points on board. An interesting one panning out here as we're getting down to the wire. Will we see a round 11, or will it end earlier? And Spy has other plans tonight as he finds one, but Spy gonna drop. Moro finding another frag for himself. 9 on board. Gathelia on the rotation up is gonna be spotted. Moro, good night. Good shots. Capo in danger, is gonna be able to escape with half-life, but not for long. Moro finds his 3rd of the round, and now got an interesting one on hand. Raid gonna peek out barrels. Is gonna be spotted by Moro. Isn't able to hit the shots, but Raid able to pick up one of himself. He's gonna 1v4, but with that 3rd, or with that 4th player getting dropped, it's a 1v3 scenario. Bomb is in his hand, so that's the advantage he has. But all 3 players peeking at his direction. They know exactly what the play is. Is gonna push out, take some shots. Moro looking to clutch it up. Moro might be looking for a reposition. 45 seconds on the clock. Still plenty of time for him to make a move.
Plenty of time indeed. That's exactly why he is rotating all over the place at once, trying to be cautious, trying to be sneaky, making sure that they are not 100% sure whether he's at. Problem is that the timer continues to go down. 30 seconds on the clock. He's still on 1v3. Outside of Granis, he's going to spot 2 enemies. Finds the first kill. That is now a 1v2, but now they know that he's over at Broken. He's trying to go for the push, and even though the enemy's on a head glitch, takes a lot of shots. Almost gets the kill, but doesn't at the end. 15 seconds on the clock. He has to make a move and has to do it right now. He decides to go plant the bomb. He's going to do it right now. Their opponents are not going to be able to prevent that from happening, so that's a better chance for him. He does spot another enemy. He's in front of him. Tries to go for the kill and gets it. 1v1 now. Ajax. Ajax was making sure that although his ally died, he capitalizes on the fact that his enemy was weak. Takes the kill. Gonna be defusing the bomb. And Noxious Blood are 1 run away from at least stealing a game off of Gallant Esports. What a way to play for them. And smart move. At the end of the day, they had the player advantage, right?
Yeah, they did. They capitalized on the 2v1. I for sure thought Ajax was gonna brick those shots. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't have much faith, but he came through and proved me wrong. I got to make a point that I saw in chat. Onur had to go eat. That's cap, bro. I mean, I'm reading in chat he played an 8-hour stream on Trovo earlier, but he's got to go eat now. I don't know if that's a does he have to go eat at that moment? That's, I guess if you had your day planned out and that's the time you chose to eat, then be my guess. But I'm not 100% convinced that he had to bail at that moment to go eat. But it is what it is. Onur was dropped, and the fact of the matter, he showed up for the hard point. That's all that, in my opinion, that's all that mattered to me. So 4v5 is doable here, but the guys over at Gallant Esports are going to have to do it without him. So shots are going to raid in. Spy going to spot one. Spy going to be falling back, and the bomb is planted. They get the A site cleared and covered. Nobody's dropped yet for the side of... as soon as I say that, device drops. Noxious Blood, lose one. Moro drops. Spy going to be pushed from the backside. Ray going to be left in a 1v-something scenario yet again, but it is two-man pushed. Ajax not able to get the shots. This is what I was talking about earlier. Bombs defused. It doesn't matter. We're going to a game 3. It's going to be a domination. 6-4 win for Noxious Blood and Gallant Esports. The backs of a 4v5. Of course they lose a Search for the Shore. It's a 4v5, dude. Noxious Blood had to win that.
Yeah, now that Noxious Blood have made it, I guess we may have another 5v4. And being on domination, being on raid, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. I feel like there's a lot of stuff to be said, but this game is over, that's for sure. And I wanted to mention that was quite a game for Moro, by the way. If you look at the standings, he got 12 kills off that game. Like, those are big numbers. Really well executed for him. The team, I mean, they took us to round number 10, That's a significant job done for Gallant Esports, but we'll get to see on the next one.
We will indeed. Great job from Moro. Made a comment about how I wasn't impressed with his performance. He stepped up and hit those shots today, and I'm right back on the Moro train. So we'll see if they can continue that same energy in Game 3 as we're going to get paired up for it here momentarily, guys. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to go eat real quick. No, I'm just kidding. I'm back. I was just, capping you guys. See how easy it was for me to leave, though? I mean, that's it. If you're not signed to a roster, you get dropped. That's how easy it is for, you see how, it just plays out like that sometimes. It is what it is. Nonetheless, it's going to be a domination on Raid. And if Raid plays this map like he played the last Search and Destroy, good God, bro, was cracked. He dropped 46 in the hard point, too. I don't think I've seen a 46 in at least 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's for sure going to be interesting in here to see how much Gallant Esports can do. And at this point, if it's on Raid, I feel like more than going towards a B control for Gallant Esports, don't you think that it could be an interesting strategy to try to go bounce between Alpha and Charlie, going between A and C? I don't know if that's a possibility. Of course, it's going to be tough to defend whether you got A and C or A and B, C and B. Maintaining 2 flags with 4 players is going to be tough, but like making your enemies DC without them really realizing where you're at, because you're constantly moving back and forth places in opposite ends of the map. I'm not sure if that could be an option for them.
Yep. Guys, again, to be clear, I was about to put it in the chat. I'm not mocking Onur in that sense, but it is easy just to bail in that sense of oh, well, hello. Look who's joining back in the lobby. A short dinner after a Search and Destroy. Fifth man is going to be produced, and that is going to be Onur back in the lobby. So, again, I'm not mocking Onur. Okay, I have a lot of respect for the guy. I visit his streams often. Obviously, there's a case where he is dropped from the roster. That was made apparent as of the 24th on Twitter. You can check it on Gallant's Twitter itself, and yeah, you know, in an instance like this, they ask him to come back, and he's still in the roster here for Mobile Mayhem. Obviously, you're going to need the guy. So, well thought out strategy, you know, probably not executed perfectly, but when things aren't right at home for the squad, you can't expect things to just be what they were before. So, it's kind of think about it like this, Gil, right? So, you're dating someone, right? I'm not going to say a girl because it doesn't have to be gender specific. You're dating someone, and then all of a sudden, you know, out of nowhere, you have an argument, and then you break up. How awkward would it be to text them like, hey, I know we're broke up, but can we still do that one thing, like go to the movies like we had already planned to do on Tuesday? Yeah, I already got the tickets. I mean, come on now. You know, I can't back out. It has your name on it. We got to take a flight, right? I mean, I don't know if it's that serious, but think about it in that perspective. How awkward is that going to be, right? I'm not. Again, I'm not.
Yeah, I know where you're going from. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mocking the situation. I'm not mocking anybody in this sense, but you got to put it in perspective. And the perspective is, you made a roster change. You don't have a set roster to fill for 5 people on this Mobile Mayhem squad, and you got a dilemma. So the fact that he's even in the lobby right now for Game 1 and for Game 3 is, I applaud Amnur. You know, he could have just said he had to eat beforehand and not showed up for the first game, right? So think about it like that.
So, well, he's going to be back, seems like, and we will have a 5v5. I'm not too sure what the delay might be, probably getting some screenshots done. When all of that is over with, we'll get started with the next game. There you go. War Sniper is now ready, so let's roll with it. Verdict, turns out that we will have a 5v5 to our final game of the day.
To cap the end of our night off, a 5v5, a much-needed 5v5, because I'm going to be honest with you, this map is huge. I don't know if 4 people would have been able to, you know, cover the entirety of this map well. So, Onur picking up. He's picking up the slack there, and I certainly applaud him for coming through. We are going to see everyone connected except for him at this moment, so we might be bouncing out, but we'll see if he does connect properly before we do that.
What's up?
I don't know. Just having a connection issue. This is, I don't know if this is a stall tactic or if, you know, he's doing it. There we go. He does load in. Good job. 5v5 will kick off. We're going to have an interesting Game 3 and a series that I, for real, thought would not go to a Game 3. Is at a Game 3 now. So, Verdict has been wrong many a times in the past. I wasn't expecting to be proven wrong on this series, and sure enough, here we are.
Here we are indeed. Both of teams are going to be capturing their own anchor flags, their own home flags, and the push goes a bit more strong at first for the side of Noxious Blood, but immediately they have to bounce back out as they got taken out. Corvo tried to rotate all the way around. Didn't work out. I also see Moro trying to be sneaky. He's preventing enemies from getting towards B, but eventually gets taken out. That is going to be Gafila and company capturing B. That is going to be the initial capture of those 2 flags favoring Gallant Esports. And I think we could give it a look at what Honor is up to right now, isn't it?
We'll see. He's got a large appetite so far. 2 kills on board. 2-0 on the board for him. He's going to find Ajax, who's super weak. Gets the call out. Is able to execute there. 3rd confirmed for Onur. And now we're going to see the pressure here for Noxious Blood. This is a Game 3 situation that they have no business being in, but they have found themselves there after a great Fault Search and Destroy win. The hard point was just as exciting. 150 to 148. I literally have been proven wrong in many instances. I was proved wrong here, and I'm happily, you know, able to admit when I'm wrong in situations like this. Ray going to be spotted. Ray going to be taken down. And so far, so good for the guys over at Gallant Esports. Spy opting to respawn snipe is interesting, to say the least. He is going to take some shots, but my God, Moro, what was that, bro? You almost got no-scope.
He almost did, ended up failing. The capture of B was halfway there for the side of Noxious Blood. Couldn't actually do it at the end. They are trying going left and right, mid of the map. It doesn't matter right now. Gallant Esports are on a good track right now. I even see that Honor and Spy are pretty much on the respawn of their opponents. Not really trying to capture per se, but more of being an annoying thing for them to deal with, so they can't actually safely go towards the middle of the map. Right now they are being able to do it. Honor is close to that place, ends up dying. Spy is also with the 5 kills defending at that player who's at Laundry. Receives a lot of damage, but finds a way to stay alive. And that's the problem here, that most of the time Noxious Blood can't go through that defense, through that line that Gallant Esports have in this map.
A lot of map control here. Spy and Onur tagging up on the ring side. Spy going to be able to stay alive. Onur going to drop there. We're about almost done with this first half, and it is certainly a lopsided affair as Noxious Blood find themselves in this game 375-42 down in the first. Have an opportunity to redeem themselves here in the second. As I'm taking a look at the scorecards, it's not looking pretty for Noxious Blood. As a matter of fact, Moro's the only one who's positive, and he's respawn sniping. On the opposite side of things, Ray doing what he does best. He's 11-3, got an Annihilator, got a Sentry gun as well to work with, and I'm expecting them to completely dominate in this second half, but I'm still shocked that this Game 3 panned out the way it has so far. So maybe I will be wrong in that sense. The TAC 5 comes through. They are able to push up to this B site. Onur going to be able to pull out his Annihilator, and Onur and Spy going to be able to combine for the kills necessary, and this is going to be a massive retake for the guys over at Gallant, who have a little bit of a lead and looking to extend it.
Yeah, 4 players inside of that flag. It's an easy capture of about 3 seconds, not too much to worry about. Honor taking almost every single kill that he could have with that with Annihilator. Now using the SKS, already has that bread missile, has that sentry gun. 11 kills, now taking out that bread missile like I mentioned. Almost got a triple, only gonna be a double, but doing an amazing job. And the other player that is also popping up, like you mentioned, Raid, has been caught up by his allies, because now everyone is rushing for kills. Like, they are all the players going left and right. They even have 3 players in their enemy spawn. They are using their utilities to prevent them from actually capturing A. They didn't really work out specifically, but now they have 2 more players to deal with. That is Honor once more, and Raid rotating towards A.
Yeah, but I think, you know what? I think it would be right if we actually did a listen-in for the guys over at Gallant Esports, as they have opted to allow us to listen in. And I'm looking at it, there's only 4 people in there, so if you're looking to hear Onur snacking on something, you're wrong. He's not in the VC, so stay tuned as we're going to join in for Gallant Esports as they are dominating in the second half.
Yeah, 2 laundry, 2 going laundry.
I actually think my wall is lagging.
Are you sure?
Fuck.
I have a problem on my aimbot. Wait.
Oh my days.
I swear.
Oh, you just updated, man. What the fuck?
Bro, I'm on like 15 kill streak right now.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Okay.
No, all jungle.
All right, a little bit of... I'll wait for Gil to join back. A little bit of humor in the VCs, if you heard it. I don't know who said it, but they were definitely poking fun at the accusations that were made over the weekend. Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's when, you know, Kappa was supposedly... what's the word? Put on trial for hacking, and, you know, you heard it there. I think my aimbot's not working. You know, in situations like that, I can't help it but laugh. But, yeah, I got out of there as soon as the comms died down, and you guys are laughing your butts off now, so... All right, Game 3, going over to the guys over at Gallant Esports, even though they, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's Noxious Blood, dude. It was today your day, man. This was your opportunity. You got it right, guys. We caught him in 4K. Get him on there. Get Chris Hansen on the line. Let's confront him. I'm kidding, dude. They are just absolutely correct. They take game number 3, of course, and man, you know what? I'm not trying to be lopsided, but I love it when the underdogs come through and perform the way that Noxious Blood there. Not necessarily in game 3, but that Summit hardpoint was so sweaty, bro.
I mean, you can only wonder. Someone was saying in the chat, imagine if that, I don't know who was the one using the death machine, if he could have survived those 2 seconds.
Yep.
And then they had the 4v5, like, it could have been a completely different story, right?
Yeah, you're absolutely right, bro. Man, you know, it was spy trolling. That's what I exactly... I knew they were trolling, but nonetheless, it's over with. Game number 3 goes to the favor of Gallant Esports, and man, you take a look. I need to rewatch that VOD. As a matter of fact, I'm going to need Zim to take a look at that footage and make sure that we get a breakdown on that. I know he hasn't done one of those videos in a while, but I would appreciate seeing how that series actually broke down in that game alone. I don't care about the Search and Destroy. I really don't care about the domination. I mean, it wasn't even close. Just that one game, and to see the opportunities for both sides to end it early, it obviously went in favor of Gallant Esports. But 150 to 148, that is not a point, you know, anything worth bragging about. I guess if you win by an inch, you win by a mile, it don't matter. But anyways, that is going to conclude today's games. As a matter of fact, I'm taking a look at the results for the day. Got them up on board. We saw the 2-0 devastation from Nova Esports over Anarchy. GG's. Qlash dropped 2 to Meseeks EU. 2-1 lead for them. They pick up 15 points. And a 2-1 pretty epic Game 3 scenario. Gallant Esports able to triumph over Noxious Blood. But just to see those guys take that one game, obviously it wasn't enough for me. But again, I don't wish any ill will towards any of the teams, or when you're an underdogs, you know, guy, I kind of just tend to roll with wanting to see them, you know, perform. And unfortunately, they weren't able to take that series. But Gallant Esports come through even after the 4v5 in the Search and Destroy. Take a look at the standings right here. Gil, what we got?
Well, of course, a lot of movement all over the place. Gallant Esports took it 2-1, so only 15 points were given. They do get enough points for them to overcome that tie that they previously had with Mesix. So it's gonna be interesting. Like a lot of changes done on the top 5. I feel like the remaining 5 teams, of course, there was only Qlash and Noxious Blood playing, but remain to be in the same spots. Like as the more we get into this tournament, the more we get into these games, they are closer and closer to one another in that top 5.
You are absolutely right. As a matter of fact, I don't think we stressed the importance of that series a little while ago. The Meseeks and Qlash series, which went to a best of 3. Meseeks was able to take those 15 points. We're looking at a newly, well, not formed, but picked up Asilium, who takes the place of XOXO. They didn't necessarily replace them, but they do a roster change. They exhaust all of their roster slots or roster changes for the season and rebrand to Asilium. So basically, they are the new XOXO as far as that concerned. Now, what is a factor is Meseeks EU and Qlash are now going to be fighting for a 6th place spot because Asilium's in. They are so very, like, motivated to play as perfectly as possible because they have this new life in Stage 5 that it's going to make things interesting between this Meseeks EU and Qlash team. Granted, the season, you know, goes well for both of them. They end up in a tie. Meseeks will have the advantage because they took that series. So we'll benchmark that and come back to it at a later date. And that'll be a topic that we'll discuss later on, too. So be looking out for that. And I think that's going to do it, Gil. I appreciate you for stepping in and filling in for Imperium as Tuesdays are open. And you are an absolute beast for doing that, bro.
Hey, you know what? If I'm open, I will do it. I have fun throughout last week and today, of course. And if I'm ever needed again, you know, I'll be here. So hope you guys enjoyed also in the chat. I sure did. So thank you.
There we go. You have it there. Day number 6, week 4, under wraps, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're going to get ready for a raid. No raid, pun intended, for a raid from Gallant. You know, I'm done. GG's, guys. We'll see you back on Thursday.